gormless when I first come on. Anyway, yes, good evening, everybody. Right, we've got Holly popping up after her tea. Roger's in the background for when I get stuck for things to say so that he can fit. Yes, I'm nice and warm. I'm nice and warm. I do feel very much like an Inuit though. I really do feel like an Inuit. So, but it's huge and it's toasty and it's soft, so soft. So, huge. But big girls out there, I would highly recommend them from yours. Highly recommend it. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, it hasn't got Harry Potter on, but hey, who needs Harry Potter? And unless you're Holly, she needs Harry Potter. But right. So, got 9 watching. Anybody want to say hello? So I know everybody's out there. I will say the last couple of weeks on a Wednesday, Resist has been watching, and he's dropped me an email to say I'm watching, but I'm not logged in, but I am watching. But he sends his regards to people. So just so you know, it's still like that. You watch, you'll come in there tonight. Nobody wants to say hello on channel. Okay, not a problem. Roger has just told me about this woman not far from us over in Warsaw. Who's been stabbed by one of our uninvited visitors. And I can't say anything here, but apparently it was an argument about biscuits. So Rhiannon Sky White, 27, was stabbed outside a football stadium railway station over in Bescot. She actually lived in Bescot. No. Dean. Yeah, the fella. She's charged with attempted murder. She died 3 days in hospital. Yeah, I was just looking into that when it got to 7 o'clock. Oh, there we go. Roger's got a thing. Roger's got a thing up. You might as well come up and do your bit.
Do me bits.
Do
hello.
Your
what
bit.
Are you expecting?
Well, you're the one that had read it, and I'm going, yeah, okay, I'll go away and look.
Yeah, it's
7 o'clock.
She's actually been charged with. He's been charged with murder rather than attempted murder. That's all I know about the case. I mean, I don't listen to the local news, so I didn't know it happened. I mean, it's that far from us, really. You go to Bescot Market regularly with Donna.
Well, we used to. I drove past there the other night on my way back because the motorway was starting queues at junction 10.
Yeah, apparently it was over some biscuits. She was working at the hotel that he was lodged in.
What was the matter? Did she not give him an extra packet?
I've no idea. That's all I've seen on the case. Oh, pardon me.
And if she's working there and it's over biscuits, that's my guess. He wanted more biscuits and she said no.
Well, you don't know, do you? It's they'll kick off for the littlest reason, and they're only too willing to use a blade. That's the issue, you know.
That's the
They
frightening
can't.
part about everything that's going on.
Well,
just-
when you think that you know, they'll just walk past people and shank them. And the other news is they have arrested Tommy Robinson. He has been remanded in custody until Monday, so he will not be attending his rally.
Good evening, Gordo.
Good evening, Gordo.
Gary, good evening.
And if anybody's listening that is going tomorrow, everybody has asked, keep it cool. Just because they've locked Tommy up, don't kick off. Don't cause trouble, because all it'll do, it'll set the whole thing back months. So, but yeah, they remanded him till 10 a.m. Monday morning, which is when I think he was due in court anyway. But they're literally doing it to keep him away from the rally. Yes, they have, Holly. Under false pretenses, the original statement that there was out in the week was that they'd served him with some papers for another court case or something. Well, they couldn't have served him because the date they gave, he was actually in Belgium at a peace rally over there. So there's no way they could have served him them papers. So it's all bullshit to keep him away. That's all it is.
But you said that was going to happen, didn't you?
Yeah.
They do something.
Yeah. It was obvious they were going to try and do something like that right from the start. But everything's still organised for tomorrow. The show will go on.
And now I've got that tune in my head. You do that to me all the time.
Yes, don't matter what the Met Police say. If there's any counter protesters, they will let them get close enough to wind people up. I can guarantee it. You cannot trust the Met Police. You can't trust them as far as you can piss. I'll tell you that now. They will be there provoking. They will be stopping and searching. And they will be, as soon as the rally's finished at the appointed time, you can guarantee the police will start pulling people and trying to ID them for overstaying the time limit. Just the same as they did before. Sorry, I'm taking over again, aren't I?
All right.
Evening, Gordo. Stuart, by the way.
Gordo's put some more pictures in your Discord.
Yeah, I put some up, was it yesterday, of some of my plugs and spinners that I made, my rigs.
Yeah, he said he's put some of his commissioned artwork. I thought he was just a piss artist. I didn't realise he was a proper artist. Sorry, Gordo. You asked for that one.
Yeah, that's why I say this shirt. You can't trust the Met. They've lied so many times and gone back on everything.
About the only thing they're good at, though, is keeping people apart now. They've got that practiced. Like they've got that sorted to you're over there and you're over there and never the twain.
Yeah, that's Yeah, I'll open Discord later on. I don't have too much open, otherwise I'm going to get confused here again.
Well, I got it open, so I'm having a look.
Oh, you're having a look, are you? Okay. Apparently,
Good, are you happy for me to share these?
Rotten Politics has put up, media won't tell you, but Europe is burning again. It's on fire. So there's obviously riots going off again over there.
Good, I was going to share these, but they're signed, darling, so I don't want to. Let me go and have a look. Oh, my breathing is terrible. We just having a look myself. I'm going to ask for a second yes, please, Gordo, in case you said yes before I pointed out that they're signed.
Nice. He
Thank
said,
you.
yeah, it's okay to share.
Yeah, thank you. As I say, I just don't want to. They are pretty amazing, mate. They really are. That is so effective, that one.
Babe,
Yes.
you know where you... Oh, no, that's you were just putting the link up. I was going to say, it's no good just advertising your streaming there.
What?
In the other Discord page. Because there's only the 3 of us.
That's for Holly.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, sorry, I didn't think of that. I just realised what it was. Yeah, very good, Gordo. Very good, mate. Jenny, good evening.
Those are amazing. I've
See,
never.
I don't use anything digital like that, though, do I? You know.
I've never tried a digital medium. I don't even know what I'd use. What?
I don't like AI. Where the fuck did I put that then?
Yeah, those are stunning, mate. Absolutely stunning. Yeah, you say I don't have an iPad. I don't have an iPad, so
I've got a writing pad.
bless. Is that you and the missus?
Who's in the missus?
Gordo.
Oh,
Discord.
Bearsden, Warsaw. There's another picture there. Bearsden something. Bearsden Youth Centre or something. Sports Centre was where that girl was murdered.
Which girl?
The one in Warsaw, Bescott.
Bearsden.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Early Years Centre. It must be
Oh.
at a school near the station or something. It's just a picture of the crime scene by a bike shelter. Who's loose about this house? Oh, you can't type with an accent, can you, Gary? Oh, looks like Starmer might be going back on the smoking ban as well. He might be doing a U-turn on it because of the backlash from the public and the entertainment centre, i.e. the pubs. But the way he's going,
let's go down the missus.
Sweet. Nice to see somebody with less hair than I've got. Yeah, Holly, the smoking ban in pub gardens and certain public areas at the moment, he's backtracking on it. What they may do, they've been saying, is do the same as hospitals, and they'll put up smoking shelters, which is just as bad. I mean, they put them up around hospitals and all the signs, this is a no smoking hospital. Well, if you actually read the rules, it only says no smoking within 15 metres of a hospital building. So if you're walking through the grounds, they can't actually stop you. Their policy is no smoking within 15 metres of a hospital building.
My attitude was always, if I'm smoking going through some hospital grounds and they ask me to put it out, I will.
I tell them to get fucked.
When I've finished it.
No, that road that goes through the middle of the hospital up here,
Yeah.
that is a public right of way.
Yes, I know.
Therefore, they got no power over what you do on it other than the speed limit. If you walk along that path, it's a public right of way, public access.
I know.
In the open air, they can't stop you.
But like I said, I'd tell them I'd put it out when I've finished it. I'm not going to keep smoking it once I get to the end. It's like some places are funny about you vaping. Oh, you can't vape here. Well, why not? It's outside.
Yeah. Yeah, they got certain areas at the hospital where I go, Stuart. But there is one area where the patients come out with their wheelchairs and their carers to have one, and they can't go any further. So they just sit out there in the bike shelter. You're saying that, Gary? When I worked there, I actually got told off for speeding on my push bike.
Well, you would.
Mind you, I was laying it over into the corners and getting my knee on the deck as well. But
what annoys me is that outside every door there's a bin so that you can put out your cigarette on your way in.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely fine. But if you go outside for a cigarette, you've got to go to the smoking area and it's half a mile away. And then they moan if you stand outside by the ashtray. Oh, hell yes, Holly. I've been outside the hospital. At one point, when I was in traction, And the kids used to come and push the bed outside so I could have a cigarette. Sorry, Gary. I think autocorrect's got you there for a moment. I'm not certain what you mean. And I've forgotten what I was talking about because my brain does that.
Yeah, they don't hear, Stuart. I mean, I was one of the worst ones. I used to walk around when I worked there smoking when I was cutting the grass. It's when they turn around and say no smoking in our buildings. Sorry, they're not your buildings. They're our buildings. We paid for them.
Every building has got a sign on it's illegal to smoke in this building. As if it's something new.
Yeah.
As far as I know, there is no public building apart from your own home. You know, there's no public building where you can smoke indoors in any part of it.
They do round ours, Stuart. They've got security do patrol, mainly for parking because they've got a big problem up there. They've got nowhere to expand to park for car parking, and everybody just parks wherever, including the staff. So security are always walking around putting on their little tickets. But I'm going back over a year now. When I was still on the Devil's Lettuce, I'll call it, I always used to carry a small one in my tin just for if I got any muscle pain and that, it used to relax it. Yes, I did smoke a little one in public now and again. And I opened my tin one day to roll a roll up. And the security guard walked past and he looked in the tin as I walked past. He said, "Is that cannabis?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, you can't have that here." I said, "I can have it here." He said, "Well, you can't smoke it here." I said, Am I smoking it? What's the matter? Are you jealous? Do you want some? "Oh, you can't smoke that here. You got to." I said, "Look, I'll tell you what, pal. Just walk on. Mind your own fucking business." I said, "Because 1, you're smaller than me. 2, I've done the job you're doing. 3, I used to work here. And if you open your mouth again, I'm going to drop you where you stand. Now piss off." And he just walked off mumbling.
You were in a good mood then?
Yeah, I was in one of the good moods then. Yeah, oh, you little shit. I've just told you I'm not smoking it. You can see I'm not smoking it. I'm rolling a fag. I'm not lighting that one that's already rolled in the tin. Yeah, go away. You got no business even bloody talking to me. And yes, he was a foreigner. I'll say that. I won't say any more than that, but he was a foreigner. Yeah, the only power they have there, Stuart, if you're causing trouble actually in the building or on the grounds, they can remove you or ask you to leave. They're not supposed to lay hands on you outside the buildings, but in the buildings they can. Security in hospitals is a little bit different on the rules, believe it or not.
I like the fact that Gary makes a game out of every time you say Devil's Lettuce.
Well, I haven't said it for a long time. Well,
we'll get him stoned before 8:30. Devil's Lettuce, Devil's Lettuce.
I'll put it on repeat.
I say devil's lettuce in every sentence. It's not a devil's lettuce problem.
Yeah, exactly, Holly. You know, the people like that are only too willing to put their nose into other people's businesses, and they've got no reason to.
You
I've done it on a
find that
bus once.
it happens quite regularly, and if you know about rolling your own, you know it's almost impossible sometimes to roll it outside. Good evening, Stitch. Good evening, my dear. How are you? So yes, it's much easier to roll it while you're indoors, in shelter, not in the rain, because you can smoke it outside, but out of the wind and rain is better for rolling.
Yeah, I
But
was
yes, it's
rolling one on
always
a bus.
somebody.
A woman on a seat behind me said, "Oh, you can't smoke on the bus." I said, "No, if I light it, tell me again, will you? Other than that, keep your trap shut." So,
I'm trying to think where I was, and I'd literally taken a cigarette out of my packet, put the packet back in my handbag, done it up, put it on my, because I got one that I can wear on my back, put it on the back, and I've literally got my cigarette and my lighter. And what do? You put your cigarette in your mouth. And I'm heading for the door. I'm leaving the building, and somebody says you can't smoke in here. Well, that's why I'm going for the door.
oh dear, Holly.
Oh dear. Was Mummy disappointed? Or did Mummy understand? Oh, I am sorry, Jenny. I don't think I've said hello to you. I saw you come in. I do apologise. I can be so rude sometimes.
Really?
I haven't said hello to Stuart either.
Oh yeah, that's another one come out today, isn't it? The Mendes brothers, the two that murdered their parents in America. Looks like they could be getting released.
Yeah, but I mean, let's face it, they've served 34 years. And what are the chances of them doing it again? They
Yeah,
ain't got any more parents to kill.
exactly. And apparently they were sexually abused. So, evening, Karen.
Evening, Karen.
That's another one that's just popped up in my feed. I mean, that was out there this morning.
The thing is, Holly, if you're determined to give up, you're going through a bad patch at the moment, and give it a week or so. Smoke what you've got. Knock it on the head again. Just because you've started drink, it's like the alcoholic that has a drink, isn't it? You know, it's not the end of the world as long as you don't go back to being an alcoholic. So you can smoke for a while, and then you can stop again. It is what it is.
Whenever I feel like it, I keep thinking, shall I have a look through your handbag to see if you've got any? But
what?
But then I think, nah, I've given up for a while now. I don't need them.
Well, the thing is, if it was like my mum's friend that had one a day, if I thought we could do one a day and only one a day, I'd buy some so you could have one a day, but it wouldn't be one a day.
We would be dishonouring ourselves in Klingon terms if we did after we've done what we've done. Yes, sure, I saw that. Catfishing, wasn't it? The young girl that killed herself. That's been one of the main stories out today. The young girl that took her own life after being stalked. It's the first case of someone being charged with manslaughter or murder without actually meeting the person physically. Yes, life. Yeah,
Yes,
I think it was a minimum of 20.
Minimum 20, yes.
But this is what pisses me off. Now, the Tories forced this online safety bill through, and that's the sort of thing it was designed to stop. And they told us that's what it was for. All I've seen it being used for at the moment is censoring people that are telling the truth. I haven't seen anywhere or any reports where it's protected kids.
Yes, the girl was an American and he was in South Omar. Is that right, babe?
I couldn't tell you the exact place, but it was in Ireland, yeah. Put a partner in a suitcase and threw it down the stairs. She could have took some tips from Heather on that, because I dare say she's felt like doing that to me quite a few times.
Me? Do that to you? I haven't got a suitcase big enough.
Dungannon, Stuart says.
Yeah, I think that's what I heard, but we know what telly's like for people don't know where Dungannon is, so they say South Arm because I don't know, whatever. Don't care really.
I
Not
saw
there anymore.
the evening, Tony. I saw the press release from the prosecutor, and basically she spent most of the time bigging up herself and her own department for getting the prosecution through. It's, that's not the point. That's not what she was there for.
But if it is a first, it's a milestone.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and it opens the way to more of them.
Yes. So in that respect, it will now be referred back to as the milestone, as in the case of whatever his name was.
But will they refer back to other cases now where they haven't prosecuted them? Now they've got what they call a case file.
It may be that they can bring those back up. I don't know.
Yes, sure, he did.
Yes. Yeah, about 18 months after her death, which was terrible.
Mr. Nutt, good evening for your flying visit, as always. Yeah, more than welcome, mate.
One of these days, he is going to do a flying visit. He's literally going to come in and do a flyby and sod off.
You hear him
Back
go
then,
over.
it's only 10 minutes. Doesn't make it a flying visit, mate. Oh, what was I can't remember now. I was going to talk about something and I can't remember now.
Smart meter documentary yesterday.
I didn't watch it. If I did, I didn't listen to it.
Been feeling sick all day. Yeah, there's a lot of bug going around, mate. Heather's been coughing and hacking the last couple of days.
What's this?
My throat's always like this at the moment, so it's nothing like that with me. I believe it's more the COPD, but I won't find out any more about that until I get an appointment.
What was on that smart meter thing last night? Because say I didn't listen to it. I zoned.
Hang on a sec. I'm just going to drop out of there a sec. My teeth
Okay.
have come loose. I'll be back in a sec. Hang
Yes,
on.
I can hear that. Might not be able to see you, Darren, but we can hear what you're doing.
I don't want them clanking around while I'm trying to talk. Yeah, it was more or less going over what we already knew. There was a few things that I heard on there that I didn't know. That they've been fitting them since 2010, 2011.
Yeah,
But those ones now, most of them don't work.
yeah.
The ones that do won't be for very long because they send all their data on 2 and 3G. Well, obviously, the system's going to go over to 4 and 5G. They confirmed, and this came from the electricity suppliers, that yes, they can see the data. It doesn't tell them exactly what you're doing, but by the usage and how much power it draws, they can more or less surmise what you're doing, whether you're putting a kettle on, whether you've got your heating on, whether you've got a boiler running, you've got the washing machine on. But they did go into something that I talked about when I did the video on it, which was the stress it causes people. Keep looking at these digital screens to see how much they're using. There was a couple on there, whether they were paid or not, I don't know. But, oh, yeah, we find it a great help. We've saved this, we've saved that. Well, the thing is, nobody is saving any money by it, even those that have got them, because the standing charge includes a payment for rolling out the smart meters. Now, they did say that there's been 34 million of them fitted in this country. Well, I don't believe that's the case. I think it's a lot less than that. But out of that 34 million, 20% of them aren't functioning. They're working as dumb meters. Because if you switch your provider, that new provider hasn't got access to the smart functions on your meter. It's going to cost more to replace them, quite a lot more to replace them if everybody does have them. There's a lot of pitfalls on it about. And it was quite an eye-opener. It was a repeat, but I've never seen that documentary before anyway. But, the stress it causes, especially with pensioners, or they're looking at their dial, oh, I've used an extra 2 pence in the last hour, I've got to go and turn the heating off. And there were silly things as well. One of the bits of advice they give was keep yourself warm rather than the house. Use an electric blanket, an energy efficient electric blanket, things like that, rather than having the central heating on. Well, that is going to cause damage to older properties because we know during the winter, if you don't have any form of heat on, the damp sets in, the mold sets in, which is another health hazard. And the mold is a fatal hazard in some cases, has been proved. The spores will kill you.
But that's...
Hi, Graham.
When they were... Yeah, take care, Graham. When they were saying about how to save money in all of the... when the prices went through the roof and they were saying, oh, you can do this and only boil a cup of water. I boil a cup of water. He fills the kettle.
Yeah.
I'll
Just had an email from Resist.
Yeah.
He's watching. Hiya, mate. Hope you're well.
I did mention you earlier, but thank you for letting us know, darling. They were going through things to do, turn the thermostat down and things like that by 1 or 2 degrees. But some of the they were coming out with was ridiculous. Because at the end of the day, yeah, turning your thermostat down by it isn't an issue. Saving your washing until it's actually a full load rather than a half load can save you money, unless your washing machine has got a half load setting. But it's like, go out and buy a new kettle to save yourself money. It would say, and they reckon it would take you a year to save the money in electricity that it cost you to buy the kettle.
Well, this is what I said last night when it was on, wasn't it? Oh yeah, don't use your cooker. Invest in a air fryer. It's far cheaper to use. Well, you try cooking a meal for fucking 6 people with a fucking air fryer. It ain't gonna happen. You know?
Well, it might, but you've got to have 250 quid in the first place to buy the big one with the double cooker.
Yeah,
because that's
the other one was use an electric heating rail, drying rail, rather than your tumble dryer. Well, fair enough. Yeah, tumble dryers do use a lot of electric. We know that. But yeah, it was.
But if you haven't got a heated drying rail, then you can't use it.
The other thing to me, what was I had something in my head then I was going to bring up. Yeah, there was nothing in it. I mean, yes, they said about the mental health with the stress and shit like that. But they didn't mention anything about how dangerous the radiation from the meters themselves could be.
They can't put that out there. No one would have one.
Yeah, and they put it down to social media. I mean, Andy the Gabby Cabby, they showed a quick clip of him from YouTube talking about it. And they said it's social media and that put the scare things out there about them that turn people away from them. Well, that's stuff that they should have been putting out themselves as a warning on them. Because you can be hurt. I proved that with the graph I put up and the damage it's done to people with 5G, you know? And they keep saying, oh yeah, it's the actual suppliers make more money from them. They're saying because they don't have to employ meter readers. Well, we know for a fact they do, because we had a meter reader tell me and Heather to our face that they've got to come out and read them every 18 months and check them over anyway. Most of the recalibration on them doesn't work. So when your tariff changes, you still get the high tariff. You don't drop your tariff. But it's the money that they're saving isn't from us. It's saving them. It's making them more profit. That's why they want everybody to have them. Not because we can save with them. It's because they make more profit.
It's easier for them to monitor when the electricity is being used, how much is being used, when the adverts come on and the kettles go on, when everybody comes in from work and starts the dinner, and so that they can produce the electric at the right time, and that's what it's all about. So.
Yeah, well, that's what they were saying, Gary, with the off-peak. They were saying, oh, yeah, there was one guy there saying, oh, yeah, well, the electric's cheaper between 11 o'clock at night and 5 o'clock in the morning. Fine, who's going to get up and do their fucking washing or do their cooking at 11 o'clock at night? You know what
Oh,
I mean?
but you can buy a washing machine that you can pre-set.
Oh, yeah,
the
you put
timer.
one on a timer.
But I'm sorry, my washing machine ain't that funky. It was a bit cheap, so it doesn't have a timer on it.
Yeah. And again, there was people on there saying, well, look, they can't afford to replace the items they've got for more energy efficient ones.
No,
They haven't got the money to buy them.
no. And that's the thing. You can't go out and spend 200 quid on something or more just to save 50p a week. It's ridiculous.
It's all they're doing. If you want to save money on your electric, I mean, anybody with half a brain knows what you can do to save electric if you really want to. Simple things like don't leave phone chargers plugged in. Even if they're not charging anything up, they're still drawing electricity. Things on standby, they're still drawing electricity even though you're not using the thing. Simple little things like that anybody can do, which if you want to save a few pennies a week, yes, you can do that.
But it is pennies a week.
Yes, it is. Yeah, absolutely. But you don't need a meter and a screen to tell you. There was one woman there. She was going on about she's backwards and forwards constantly all day to look at what the meter's doing. What the screen's telling her. And it was just absolutely stressing her out. I mean, they will, as they rightly said on there, and I've always said this, eventually we will have to have them because when they stop producing the old type meters and the older ones like we've got now, we've got quite a recent one. It was only a few years ago they came to change it. It's not a smart meter, but they will have to change them eventually because that's all the suppliers will have.
I thought you said you weren't coming in with admin.
I can't get on any other way. The only way I can do it is if you were to share the link in the actual YouTube chat. That then logs me in via YouTube, but I can't do it just through the link. So yeah, I'm here. And
Well, I'll
yeah.
say good night now in case Holly presses the wrong button.
I promise I won't, but yeah, I still don't have a leave button. I still cannot leave this stream once I'm on it.
In that case, you're stuck with us forever.
I know, right? It's mental. I don't understand it.
That is weird.
I don't have a problem. I do not have a problem with you being stuck here.
I know you don't.
I can remove you. I can. Yeah. Don't know whether I can bump you totally, and so.
I don't know. I don't think you can. It's very strange what they've done.
Bothered.
Yeah.
You can
No,
sit
sure.
in the back. You can sit in the back room and I think once you turn your close your Facebook, turn your phone off to the type thing, you'd be logged out anyway.
Yeah, I just don't know.
Oh, did anybody else see the statement from Herr Gruppenführer Starmer today, where he actually tried to define what a working person was?
Oh dear God!
Absolutely fucking hilarious.
You're not a working person if you've got shares. Yeah, right. Fuck off.
What?
Well, yeah. Sadly, it was that silly fucking Beth Rigsby from, or Rigby, whatever her fucking name is, from Sky News.
Can't stand her.
She asked him to define, in his own words, what his idea, not what the party's idea, his idea is of a working class person. Now, he said it's somebody who gets by, who's got a little bit of savings, but if something major goes wrong, and they need to get themselves out the shit, like a car breaks down, an appliance break, they haven't got the money to repair it or replace it. So obviously they'd have to borrow it. He said, that's my idea of a working class person. So she said, well, so somebody with a few shares in a company or a little bit of stocks and shares or, you know, a little bit of equity, something like that, you don't class them as a working person. And he said, well, no.
What?
Yeah, and I said in today's video, so someone's worked all their life, you know, even people like working in professions like me, builders, manual workers, quite often they invest a little bit of money for their later life. Now, just because you've done that, you're going to get a tax hike. You're not a working person.
But she was trying to point out that people like electricians and plumbers and that have to go here, there, and everywhere to perform their work. If he puts the tax up on petrol and diesel, he's going to hit them with additional tax.
Your food services will go up. Price of foods in the shop and items in the shops will go up because the price of getting them to the shops are going to go up. So it don't matter how little you earn and how much of a working class person you are going to be hit by the fucking tax hikes.
Yeah, you are.
Well, I've started buying the alcohol for Christmas today.
Well, that's what I said today in the video. You know, if you have got a car, fill it up before next Wednesday. If you can afford it this weekend, do a bulk shopping, get as much in as you can, because they'll put time limits on when prices go up. As you know, like, oh yeah, fuel's going to go up in, say, December. But we know damn well the suppliers will put it up within a fucking hour of them announcing it.
Of course they will.
You know? It's...
Hi, Missy, by the way, and hi, Moo, as well.
Is Moo in there? Oh, yeah. Hi, Moo.
Hiya, Moo. Hiya, Missy. Sorry, I'm...
But yeah, he's going to screw everybody, every which way.
It just pisses me off that he sits there calling everybody in the Conservative Party a liar, and he's got himself elected on all his wonderful lies.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
But we've gone
what
back
they
to
do.
being children in the playground again, haven't we?
Yeah.
He's been
How
caught
do you
out
know-
in
how
more
do you know-
lies in his last 100 days since he's been in power than the Tories did in the 14 years in power.
How do you know if a politician is lying?
He's got his mouth open.
His lips are moving.
Yep, there are words coming out of his mouth.
Any of the above, yeah.
Yes, Stuart, he will. Fuel, ciggies, booze, stuff like that. It will be from midnight Wednesday, I expect.
Yeah, that's why I said I've got a couple of bottles because nobody knows what anybody wants in our family for Christmas, because in most cases, if we need something, we buy it, because you don't need it at Christmas. You need it in July or August. So we started a long time. Oops, sorry. We started a long time ago exchanging bottles for Christmas. So it'll be interesting to see how much they do go up by, because of course coming up for Christmas, all the supermarkets have their special offers.
Yeah.
So my Bailey's is £13 at the moment for a litre. So I don't know where that's going to go, because that was £10 last year. So it'll be interesting to see if that comes down or goes up.
Well, the thing is, it's like I've said quite some time ago. Energy companies, water companies, you know, all the utilities, even the big supermarkets, they can take a real big hit without batting an eyelid because of the amount of profit they make. You know, when you start making, like the energy companies, billions and billions every year in profit, losing a few quid by leaving the prices where they are ain't going to hurt them.
No.
They're still going to make their money. In fact, it'll help them because they'll pay less tax because they're not taking so much from it.
But they've always had what they call loss leaders. That they have something that they are actually selling cheaper than they are buying it in at. So they are making a loss every time they sell it. But
so how are
every
they
time
making their
you go-
billions in profit?
Sorry?
How are they making their billions in profit?
Because it's not on everything.
It's not on everything. You go in
marked
and you
up.
buy the loss leader and you save a couple of quid, but while you're there, you buy something else that they are making profit on, and something else that they are making profit on. You never walk into a supermarket and buy the one item that's on offer.
Well, when you consider the actual, I'll use electric as an example. The amount of electric that we're producing ourselves is only 20% of what we're using at the moment. And don't forget that rate's going up all the time with new homes, people buying electric cars and shit like that. Everything going over to electric.
Yeah.
Now they're buying that, the rest of it, 80% of our electricity from Europe.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now that electricity is being produced mainly a lot of places in coal-fired power stations.
Yeah.
Especially in Germany, supplied with coal through the back door and gas still from Russia, believe it or not. Now, as soon as they get hold of the fact that they're putting the prices up here, they're going to start putting their prices up to the electricity grid, the main grid, to the suppliers here, which means the prices will go even higher. Now, they can, even if the government don't change the energy price cap, the suppliers still have quite some scope to raise your bills and still keep them below that price cap. This is what people don't realize. They think that price cap is the upper limit. At the moment, we're not near it with what they're charging us, but they can put prices up and still be well below that price cap.
Good night,
Yeah.
Jenny. Hope you feel better soon.
Yeah,
No
good night,
worries,
Jen.
Jen.
Take care, love.
Yeah, and that's where they're making the money. And the water board are exactly the same. I mean, yes, we are supplying our own water. We're not getting that in from anywhere else.
China.
But they've made enough profit over the years. I mean, billions and billions in profit that they have just not reinvested. And now they want us to pay to fix the infrastructure of it. They've had the money to do that. They've had the money to upkeep it. They've had the money to repair it and build new reservoirs. And they haven't done it. And it just proves when the water companies get big fines for polluting the rivers and the beaches, which they've been getting. They don't care because they're making enough profit to pay those fines.
Yep. It's the corporation thing all over again. It's corporational greed.
Yeah. Yep. And by changing, as old Lego head says, Reeves, she's going to change the laws around borrowing money. So investors can borrow more to invest. Well, they're not going to do that because of the taxes they're going to have to pay on it. The only reason she's doing that is so the government themselves can borrow more money.
That's the rule
And
she's
create
changing.
a bigger black hole.
That's the rule she wants to change.
Yeah.
How much the government can borrow.
Yeah.
Yep.
But she's using the excuse, she's opening it up so it's easier for investors. Big investors, not people that just want to borrow a few thousand. I'm talking those that want to borrow millions and billions. That's what she's changing the law for. But with what they're doing, they're just driving investors out of the company, out of the country. They're not going to attract them.
Well, everybody's saying that, aren't they? All the all the big money boys or the mid money boys are saying, well, no, if you're going to charge me corporation tax and this and that and the other, and I'm not going to make the profits, then I'm taking my livelihood elsewhere. It's what Dyson did.
You know what? If I had, I'm just going to take a figure out of the fresh area. If I had £5 billion to invest somewhere, where would you invest it? Who would you invest it with?
I'm sorry, darling, I'm not up on the market.
Fucking Chinese, believe it or not.
No,
No.
because there's so many. The Chinese are scamming themselves. The Chinese have gone into building all these properties, and the properties haven't been finished. The people have got nowhere to live, but they've paid for these properties already.
That's poor workmanship. No, what I'm on a Bridlington. Yeah, all right, Gary. There's always one in there. No, I mean, you've only got to look at it's coming out of China today. Now, the electronics market, in particular batteries, fine circuitry and stuff like that, a lot of it is based on very rare minerals. Yeah. Now, the Chinese have got an abundance of these minerals. Yes, they're dug out by kids in the ground and shit like that, but they have got an abundance of these materials. Now, what they're doing is they're holding them back. They're going to not shut down, but slow down the market and the trading in them to make people pay more. So if you invested in them, you're going to get a big return from them. But the Chinese market, it could crash just like that with the way they are at the moment. Berkshire. Or Berkshire as we call it.
Berkshire.
Not Berkshire. That's the American pronunciation, Berkshire. But anybody from Berkshire will call it Berkshire.
I'm sorry, I'm a Brummie and I call it Berkshire.
So it's always been Berkshire, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until they change parts of it.
Until Roger decides to pronounce it differently.
Berkshire. The Shires.
Worcestershire.
You try getting an American to say that. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Talking of what the Americans do, have you seen how they make a cup of fucking tea?
Yeah.
By putting it in the microwave.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
I mean, even the ones that were using a kettle, they did it completely fucking wrong. And I was just like, oh dear God. And they're like, that's how you make hot tea. No, the fuck it is not.
Have you ever tasted the way the Americans make their coffee? They just leave it stewing on that pot, on a hot. Oh, it's horrible.
No.
Horrible.
Yeah, but you see, I like percolator coffee. I was brought up on percolator coffee.
So was I. My nan always used to do it. Come 11 o'clock, it was time for 11s, and on went the percolator. And it was bloody brilliant with some coffee mate in as well.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh, back in the day when it wasn't completely full of crap like it is nowadays, when it was actually tasty.
Stuart's yourself, Yanks don't normally have kettles. I have met so many Yanks that have come over here and looked at a kettle on the worktop in the kitchen and they didn't have a clue what it was or what it was for.
Yeah, I remember I was on video call with some of my American friends, and I was in the kitchen and they went, whoa, hang on, what is that? And I was like, what is what? They're like, what is that behind you? I was like, it's my washing machine. You have your washing machine in your kitchen?
Yeah.
Yeah. There is two places in a British home that you will find a washing machine, either in in the kitchen or in the utility room.
Unless you're one of our neighbours and they've got it out on their patio out the back.
God.
Yeah, but
See,
their kitchen is so tiny.
I would love like one of those little laundry rooms that they have. Oh, that would be amazing. But
Yeah, but Holly, the size of your house, your kitchen is amazing. When you
It's
think
not.
the size of my house and the size of my kitchen, you've
Yeah.
got a big kitchen.
I have actually.
Well, look at the size on our bathroom. You've got to breathe in to sit on the shitter. Because it's that close between the wall and the bath.
Yeah, mine is quite close to the wall, and also if the door is already open and you sit down on the toilet, you can't then close the door.
Our door has to open outwards.
Yeah, I actually thought about doing that. I did think about doing that with my bathroom.
If our door opened inwards, you wouldn't be able to get in because it hits the radiator and the sink.
Yeah, that's true. Is it raining out here? No, it is not.
It
Thank
is
God
here.
it's not.
No, but the Yanks, because they build, well, the ones in the city don't. Well, they do. They're bloody big apartments. They seem to need more living space than we do.
We have the smallest houses.
Yeah.
The square footage of floor space that we have over here, our big houses are on a par with their small.
Yeah,
So they always have a utility room or a cellar where they'd put the washing
Basement.
machine.
They have a basement.
Sorry.
basement.
Well, I mean, I'd come across it years ago down in Cornwall. Now, we'd done a refit on some of the blocks down there, the accommodation blocks for the Americans on the St. Morgan Air Base. Now, we had to knock all the walls down. Now, these rooms that they were in, it was 2 bunks, 2 beds to a room. And each room was probably half the size of this living room. More than enough size. But we had to knock all the block walls down and move them all 4 inches.
What?
So they had another 4 inches in each room. Otherwise, they didn't have the living space that they were entitled to.
Good God.
4 inches. Thousands and thousands of pounds worth of work. We were there for weeks. Well, until I got thrown off the site. I don't know how much longer the company was there at the end, but I got thrown off for taking the piss out of them.
That's the story of most women's life, though, isn't it? Work for weeks just for 4 fucking inches.
Yeah, and then you lied to. Yeah, I actually got thrown off the base. It was they were American Marines. And on the stairs going up, we weren't allowed a lift or a forklift or anything to get the blocks up onto the next 2 levels. We had to carry every single one up the fucking stairs.
Oh,
Because
God.
it would make a mark on the grass.
Oh,
Now, I was going up and down the stairs for weeks with 3 6-inch concrete blocks on my shoulder every trip to keep the brickies going up there. And I had one of these Marines come up to me and he said, "God damn, boy," he said, "I thought we were fit." He said, "How do you keep going all day, day after day, doing that?" I said, "Well, read your little instructions on your stairs." Now, each of their steps has a saying on it from the Marine Corps: integrity, togetherness, brotherhood. Lloyd just looked him straight in the face. So I said, "I fucking spit on every single one of them steps as I go up them." And they threw me off the site for it. They wouldn't let me on the site.
I'm not surprised.
So many complaints went in about me. I do, "Look, we're working. Fuck off. I don't want you in here. Get out of my way."
Yeah, bugger off.
But,
If you're not here to help, get out of the fucking way.
Yeah.
Yeah, spit on every single step as I go up them. They didn't like that at all. He said, well, that brings our Marine Corps into disrepute. I said, but you're forgetting the main course there. He said, what's that? I said, I'm not in your Marine Corps, mate.
Oh dear.
But that again is the Americans' sense of humour and our sense of humour, because that's not funny. Because it's taking the piss out of the American flag.
Everybody else on the site found it fucking hilarious.
Yes, but not the Yanks.
It would kind of be the same if they spat on our Union Jack, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's a sign. It is a sign of disrespect.
But the fact is, he wouldn't be spitting on them. He's just saying that to piss them off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they can't see it as humorous.
No.
I'm in the zone. I'm working, man. This is hard work. You wouldn't know what this is. Get out of the way.
Yeah.
Oh, pardon me.
How do you do that all day so often? Well, it only happens when people like you don't get in my way. Fuck off.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it when we were getting lorry after lorry of block turning up, and they were saying, no, you can't use a forklift. It will put marks on the grass. I'm like,
I would have told him to go and get some of the Marines and get them frigging logging them up. Training session for you boys.
Yeah, there you go.
I used to
Work out.
love it. I mean, the first day we went in, I think they were on. Now, the alert status on bases goes in colours. Bikini yellow, bikini red, bikini black.
Polka
Now,
dot bikini.
we had one waving an M16 around on the gate as you went in, checking the ID. And he just poking it through the window of the van every time we went in. And I just looked at it, I said, dude, I said, if you poke that through that fucking window once more, I said, you're going to end up looking like a fucking lollipop, and you're going to look real uncomfortable with it hanging out of your fucking ass. And he got really arsey. Oh, we're on go, we're on high alert. I said, dude, you're on bikini fucking yellow. I said, you're not even issued fucking live rounds with the bastard until you go red, so fuck off. I got a warning for that one.
What, for telling the truth?
You have to do this, don't you? You have to wind these people up.
Well, back then I used to make it my business too.
I know. Still do.
Well, the pub I was working in at the time down there, the Vic Bars, a bikers pub, it was actually off limits to them, to the Yanks.
God, they probably would have needed frigging therapy for life after going in one of them.
Well, there was a lot of drugs going around in there. It was known it's, you know, if you needed a line or you needed a bag, yeah, that's where you went to get it.
I
It was
saw
also
that.
the case if you went in there and pissed Roger off, you'd get a slap.
Yep.
I saw that on Facebook the other day, Gordo. I thought that was bloody hilarious.
Chicken. Oh, chicken. Yeah, well, that's it, Karen. I mean, the Irish are known for their great humour, and they don't mind it. They don't, you know, they take the piss out of themselves. As someone said in the chat earlier on up there, the British humour is very sarcastic. Yes, it is, and it's renowned for it.
Mm-hmm.
The Yanks, their humour, well, they class poetry as humour. The Germans have got no humour.
Oh, I don't know. When I was over in Corfu, we went out with you know whose neighbour, called Thomas. And honest to God, I have not laughed like that in so long. And Thomas is German. And he was hilarious. But generally, they have no... He was an exception to the rule.
The driest humour I've ever come across was from Swedish people. It was so dry.
Mm,
Yeah, Missy,
dunno,
you
there was
think
a
about what the baby boomers went through. We had to have humour. That's the only way we survived.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm a quite a big fan of QI, and they have this German comedian Henning
Yeah.
Wayne on regularly. I have never yet once heard anything come out of his mouth that I found funny. Not once.
But he has been quite funny, but he's dry with it. He doesn't look like he's humour. He never laughs.
It's like what's his face? Jimmy Carr. Everybody thinks he's hilarious, and I'm just like, no.
No,
I
can't
find him
stand him.
obnoxious.
And that laugh.
Roy Chubby Brown as well.
No,
Everybody I speak to, oh, Roy Chubby Brown's so funny. No, I don't. I've never found him funny.
no, but the thing is, Roy Chubby Brown puts down women. So you either accept that and find it funny, or you find it offensive. And I have
Yeah.
always found him offensive. I don't find him in any way, shape, or form funny.
But
The thing is,
it
though,
was like,
you can be offensive in a funny way.
yeah,
but I
Jethro used to have it off pat.
Just the way that Roy Chubby Brown does it, I'm just like, yeah, no.
No, I'm with you there, 100%. But that's it. I mean, oh, what was his name with the old ladies in the garden?
Les Dawson.
Les Dawson. Les Dawson used to take the piss out of the mother-in-law and women and all of that, but he did it in a different way to Roy Chubby Brown. And it was funny because I can laugh at myself. Yeah, 100%. That's not an issue. But not the way Roy. No, sorry.
It's like religious jokes. I mean, look at Dave Allen. I mean, he was absolutely fucking hilarious. Yeah, all he ever did nearly was all religious jokes, you know.
I always loved Lee Evans. I've got to agree with Gary. Lee Evans always cracks me up.
Yeah, that's his energy, isn't it?
Yeah, Michael McIntyre. Who was it that mentioned Michael? Missy. My lad, when he was younger, he used to love Michael McIntyre. Very often, I would just sit here at night, and he would have gone up and he'd be watching a Michael McIntyre DVD, and I'd sit here in silence, just listening to him laughing his ass off at it. He thought he was brilliant. Oh, Jack D. Yeah, Gordo. Jack D was good. Jasper Carrot, I used to really love.
I love Jasper and Mike Harding.
The Yorkshire Cowboy.
He sweats like in a crash. Who, Lee Evans?
Lee Evans was it was visual as well. He was always hyper, and
yes,
it's the way he came across as he was saying. Like he was only in it briefly. The film Fifth Element with Bruce Willis.
Yes.
No, he was only in it briefly as a steward. But in every shot he came in, he just cracked me up with the way he looked at him and the way he said things and the way he moved.
Yeah, got to agree with Gordo there as well. Harry Hill, I just found him stupid.
Yeah, I don't like him.
No, I think we're all very similar tastes here because, yeah, Michael McIntyre, some of his things are a bit no, but others, yeah, I'd be rolling on the floor.
Yeah.
But Sweaty Boy.
Lee Evans.
Lee Evans, thank you. My brain keeps going dead. He's done a sketch
her mind bit by bit.
he did a sketch and he comes up occasionally on YouTube, and it's going on about saving the planet and going green and everything else. And he's pointing out just how much this is and just how much that and what's going on in the world. But he can, and the punchline is something along the lines of, but I can save the world by turning off my kettle.
Yeah, exactly. It's like one of my favorite little sketches from Lee Evans was he was talking about how men fail to articulate how they feel. And he was like, in your mind, it's like, how do I compare thee to a summer's day? But what actually comes out is head.
How do I compare thee to a summer's day? What you mean? You look like a day that's overcast and pissing down.
Yeah.
Tell you what, I went to see years ago at the Hippodrome, and I don't know as many of you will remember him, and that was Phil Cool.
Phil Cool. Spook.
Phil
You'll all
Cool.
be doing it tomorrow.
No, don't remember that.
And he did this sketch where they shone a green light on him, and he did an alien, and the sketch was absolutely fantastic. But when we went to see him live, as he was going into it, somebody threw a boiled sweet at him, so he started laughing. So
Gary, you're gonna have to give us something more than that sunshine. Give us a fucking clue.
what's that Canadian guy off that old American program? What's its name or something like that?
Yes, Gary,
Good evening, Roger.
you are trying, Gary. You are trying.
Yeah, I can't remember Phil. Wouldn't he started on the Comedians or something when he used to come on with his suit with the prison arrows on, the white suit with the arrows on, wasn't it?
Right, I've got a list of Canadian comedians on the screen. There's 42. No, there's about 50 of them.
McLean and McLean. Nobody will ever know who they are, I'll tell you. They are a couple of Canadians.
Yeah, anyway, Phil Cole was doing this alien, and he ended up not doing that part because he couldn't do it if he was laughing, because he had to pull his face.
Whose line is it anyway, Stuart? Is that what you're thinking of? Whose line is it anyway? Sorry, go on, Heather.
No, I'm looking for a picture for him. There we go.
I loved Whose Line Is It Anyway? Oh, are you on about the bald guy or the tall guy? Because the bald guy is no, the tall
Colin
guy
Andrew Mockery.
Colin Andrew Mockery and Greg. What's the other guy? Greg. Is it Greg?
Ryan Stiles.
Ryan Stiles. His name's not Greg at all. Fuck's sake.
Yeah, Jim Davison was all right for his TV shows, but his live shows, they were very blue. They were more in the line of Chubby Brown when he was actually on a live stage.
Rich Hall could be good, and then other times he would be a bit strange.
Oh, what's his name? The old C6 Steve.
Oh, see. He's not a comedian.
Yeah, he is. He's a comedian singer. He started out as a comedian. C6 Steve.
I used to like Brian Connolly and Billy Connolly, but Brian Connolly used to have me howling as a kid.
Yeah, Rich Hall, he is funny, but he's very dry, isn't he? Very dry with his humour. Yeah, all of them get tamed down for their TV shows. You don't really know what a comedian's like until you've seen them live.
Yeah, that's who I'm thinking of, Missy. Greg was the one with the black glasses. Yep, yep. It's a puppet with septic peg as well. Doing the lottery prediction.
Yeah.
It's septic peg.
Septic peg. Hey, yeah, if AI is that good, why can't it to produce any decent lottery numbers?
Mm.
Greg Davies, the guy that does Taskmaster.
Yeah, he's all right. He's actually one of the patrons of one of our he's a patron of one of our rescue centres up here, Grinsell.
It's all right. I'm just googling things like Greg with the black glasses. You know.
Try
Any porn pictures coming up?
try googling whose line is it anyway, Greg, and you'll get his full name then.
Whose line anyway? Greg. Greg Proops?
I honestly can't bloody remember, you know. He's got a kind of Elvis Costello look to him.
Yes.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, that's him. I didn't actually realise that was his surname.
He looks like Alan Carr.
Oh, he creeps me out. He does, Alan Carr. It gives me the fucking heebie-jeebies. It's like, dude, look at your face.
I can't stand him.
And it's the way it's the way that he just presents himself and no, sorry, he freaks me out. Oh, I think we're thinking about two different people, Missy. I was thinking of this Greg Proops from Whose Line Is It Anyway? But there is was it Greg Davis in the In-Betweeners? He's the one that's on Taskmaster.
That's the alien one in that.
Yeah, that's Phil Cole,
yeah.
and that's the face he pulled to do the alien with the green light.
Yeah.
And as I say, he every time he'd get close to starting to do it, that bit of the show, so somebody would start giggling in the front row, and that was it. He was off again. Did not stand a chance. But yeah, Phil Cole and the alien. Oh my God, that 1998.
Emu.
I couldn't stand him.
There was also the
Spit the
green,
dog.
No, the green bird. I wish I could fly.
Oh, fucking hell.
Orville.
Keith and Orville, yeah.
Keith Harris.
Yeah,
That's it.
I remember my sister had an Orville teddy, and
I thought
yeah.
you was going to say, what's his name? We Spit the dog, Bob Carroll G's for a minute.
The amount of times that I would, as a kid, go, I wish I could fly, and then drop kick the fucking teddy.
It wasn't me.
I drop kick the teddy across the living room, going, "You can now." Orville the duck, yeah, that's the one, Missy.
No, I prefer the American, what's his name, with, is it Ahmed the Terrorist?
Oh, God.
I kill you! I kill you!
I can't remember what that one is.
But he's got some very other good characters that he does as well with his puppets. Some real good ones.
Yeah, what's his Jeff Dunham?
That's it, yeah.
The one.
I kill you!
He's actually touring. I saw an advert.
Yes, Gordo, remember it? Chase me, chase me.
I think that's a bit before my time.
What, Duncan Norville?
Hey,
Duncan Norville.
yeah, that's not ringing any bells for me.
Yeah, he was. He's one of those. Oh, chase me.
Oh God, I'm free. That kind of thing.
John Inman, wasn't it?
Yes. Are you being served?
Yeah. With old Mr. Grace. You look at him now, he'd remind you of Al Fayed, wouldn't he?
Them were the days.
Oh, dear.
Back when TV was good.
Well, the thing is, the comedians and humour back then, it was a family show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you didn't get any coarseness. Yeah, there was the odd innuendo in there. I mean, well, there was in puppet shows back then, even the black and white ones. But there was nothing actually said that was, you know, until you started getting Alf Garnett and people like that come in and Love Thy Neighbour. Yeah, that used to. But even back then, it was accepted comedy. It was a family show. You know?
Yeah. True that, Garrett.
She's Slocum and her pussy, yeah.
Yeah, Jeff Dunham's doing Manchester the 14th of June and London the 13th of June. He's got a list of shows as long as you're on, and he's doing 2 shows over here. 2.
He's funny, he is. It is Ahmed, isn't it? Ahmed the terrorist.
Ahmed the terrorist, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Green Cross Code nearly got me run over. Well, that's all right. I nearly drowned for listening to Charlie. Oh, dear.
Yeah, we're not going.
No,
Tickets aren't bad, actually.
You know, I've watched a few of his clips on telly and that now, on YouTube and that now and again. He still cracks me up. Especially old Walter, the miserable old bastard. He's like me. Yeah, right, all right. Moans about
Like
everything.
you, I'm sure he's modelled on you.
No, I don't wear a tie. Oh, dear, fucking hell.
Yeah, well, he couldn't have him in a grotty t-shirt, could he? Or a biker jacket.
Oh, my breathing's gone funny where I'm laughing.
Yeah, don't pass out.
Oh, what's going on here? Nothing new. What's everything says? Ronnie Barker, yeah. Now, a lot of people said the 2 Ronnies, but I found Ronnie Barker hilarious. Ronnie Corbett, didn't like him. But Ronnie Barker, yeah, absolutely.
Ronnie Corbett was the short one, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yes.
The one that looked like Penfold.
That's him.
Yeah,
I
he was a bit. I did find him a bit stupid.
But Ronnie Barker was always the comedian out of the 2, and Little Ron was always his stooge.
Yeah.
So he was always going to, but yeah, 4 candles and some O's. Gotta have some O's.
Gotta have some O's, isn't it?
Not garden O's.
Yeah, that Bungling Rain, but that was a very weird program, that Gordo. Very weird program.
He was a genius. Not with us anymore.
Yeah, he was a comical genius. I mean, Les Dawson in his way, I mean, some of his jokes were not there, but when he was doing things like, you know, fucking up playing the piano, I mean, he was a very accomplished pianist. And it takes a lot to do what he did on there. But again, his stage shows were totally different to how you seen him on telly, you know. Yeah, Dave Allen, Lodger, he's one of my all-time favourites, mate. He's absolutely piss funny bloke.
I think we all grew up with Dave Allen, didn't we?
Yeah,
Can you show me a photo of Dave Allen? Because I
Of course,
can't.
darling.
with his
brain's
finger missing.
not braining.
He was
My
always
Bloody good-looking Irishman.
My brain is not braining, and I can't think.
Norman Wisdom.
Yes, I know who you mean there.
Yeah. May your God go with you.
He died the same year as Ronnie Barker. March 2005.
Whiskey and a fag,
October
always.
2005.
Yeah, Dick Emery. Oh, you are awful, but I like
I
you.
like you.
He was the one that made the star in the window mirror famous, wasn't he?
No, that was Harry Worth.
Was it? I thought it was him. Dick Emery.
Harry Worth was the guy in the.
Hmm.
How did I remember that?
I
How
don't
did
know.
I get it wrong?
I'm just rubbish with like matching up names with faces and vice
I
versa.
am.
No, that was oh, what had Robin the Cabin Boy?
Captain Pugwash.
Oh yeah, balls. It was Captain Pugwash.
Yeah,
was
now a lot of those names that they associated with Captain Pugwash, they were never ever used.
No, they weren't.
They were never ever used. Same as
Masturbation
Seaman
and
Staines and stuff like that. People used it as a joke, but it was never ever.
No, they were
used
never
for-
in it.
No. Oh, don't start me off, Gary. I hate penguins.
You hate penguins.
I hate penguins. They're a pointless animal.
You're a pointless animal.
They can't fly. Apparently, they taste horrible.
Penguins are amazing. Pops, I'm disappointed in you.
No, I came up with one. No, it's we were talking about air rifle shooting one day and being up the range and that. And I said, well, you can get these knockdown ones that are self-feeding targets. And I think it was Heather said, well, what do you mean? I said, well, you know them penguins that come up the beach every year and they walk across the island and there's the rows of people where they walk through. Well, all you do is put a shed in the way with an opening one side and an opening the other side, and as they walk across in front of you, it'd be like the
Richard!
fair.
I mean, Roger! Sorry, I just called you Richard. Roger! You're despicable!
Oh, I can't watch penguins. I don't know why.
I love penguins. I think they're so adorable.
Oh, dear.
Who doesn't like penguins?
Yeah, they
Because
found
Because
that
if
out
they're
on the
covered in
property.
chocolate,
I was literally going to say, I bet he wouldn't mind if it was a penguin covered in fucking chocolate.
Oh, no, I like them penguins.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't fly either.
I'm going to get you a penguin for Christmas and not a chocolate one.
Oh, God, it's making me laugh. It's not doing me any good.
oh, we do this on a regular basis. Me and my daughter. Well, oh, that reminds me. I looked on the Ranges online thing to get my oil spray for my daughter, and they're in stock in your range.
Oh, pardon me.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
According to the online site, they are in stock.
Bullshit.
What are?
My oil spray.
Yeah.
I was going to get one for Donna, and we were driving. We were out and saw the range, and I went, "Oh, I'll call in, save me a trip down to Castlevale, get Donna one." Now, I looked online. I can get one from. They've got them in stock at our range, but they're £2.50 each. It'll cost me a fiver for postage. But while we were out, we went into the range over by Holly, and I thought, no, it's letting me check stock in the store. I'll check that store, and they have them.
Mm.
But
So
we
you
went
do
in, and the
know
woman
that
went,
they're-
no.
You can use just one of them normal pound spray bottles for the same thing.
Yeah, but it's not as pretty.
The cooking oil will go through it. It's thin enough.
It's not as pretty looking.
Everything in Poundland's £1.50 anyway. This is nice. It's
We
£2.50.
get them in B&M. I know you haven't got any in the kitchen because I used to take them all out in the shed for spraying shit out there, didn't I? You can use my backpack sprayer.
Yes,
Oh. Yeah, they are quite hard, Stuart, and they're quite resilient, I must admit. And you
An
get
oil-
the Emperors, they're
Gary
quite
wants
big as
to-
well.
Gary wants to know what an oil spray is. You're going to have to bring up a photo. See,
It's
you're
like a
making it-
water squirter, Gary, that you just put cooking oil in, so you don't put a tip oil into the pan, you just spray it.
You're making her do work now, Gary.
Could be worse. She could have made me walk out in the kitchen to get hers.
Oh, why the fuck didn't I think of that?
only
That would
98p on Temu.
That would have been karma for the Penguins. He's literally going to go and do it now.
This is weird because there we go. Right, I have one of these. You fill it with your cooking oil, and then you spray it into the into your frying pan or everything. Right, so then and the daughter said, "Oh, that's useful. I could do with one of them." And I thought, I'll get you one. Look, see, it matches.
Mm-hmm.
But the tip
Hold it
is,
up
if
again.
you've got one of them, once it's empty, clean it out and you can use one of them just as easy.
No, you can't because that is not food grade plastic. See, I've got one. It's actually a glass one.
Mine's
But I-
glass.
I don't use it for oil, like cooking spray. I make my own fabric spray using some witch hazel, a bit of water, and some lavender oil. And I use that I spray it on my bed every morning when I make my bed.
Did I
You see, I wouldn't like that. It's got lavender in. Don't like the smell of lavender.
Oh, I do.
Nah.
I do need to get some oils, actually. Actually, I might ask my mum for some for Christmas because she has asked me what I want for Christmas.
What do you want? Some cooking oil?
No essential oils. I don't need any fucking cooking oil.
The only essential oil I know is engine oil. It's essential the engine's got it.
Yeah, that's true. If there ain't no oil under it, there ain't no oil in it.
Nope.
That's my motto.
It's like they say, how do you create a leak-proof BSA motorbike so it don't leak oil? Put a fucking Triumph engine in it.
Okay. Roger spray.
It's an old biker's joke.
Roger spray the steak with Windoline. Yeah, does this taste funny to you?
But that's Roger.
You know,
Spot
you're
on,
talking
Missy.
about a guy that
Spot
used to
on.
raid a kitchen every week to make things out of something out of found them. You know, it's
Yeah, we don't need Purdy and Fig. Bloody overpriced shite. I do need to get some more candles from B&M though. But I'll probably do that on Monday when I go shopping in Manchester with the sister.
I
Don't
can
go
cook,
there
Gary. I just choose not to.
Don't go there first, or you'll be carrying around the heavy ones all day.
Yeah. Well, I can always nip things back to the car anyway, because
Well, next time you go to see her, babe, you can take her a load down because we got hundreds of the bloody things in that box upstairs in the loft. Hundreds.
Which box in the loft?
There's a plastic tub up there that has got, it's full of candles of all sorts and all descriptions and all sizes.
Just where you need them.
Yep. In the
Well,
attic.
that's what I mean. They never get used.
I can't reach them from here.
Oh God, there's going to be a domestic going on in a minute. Shit, the power's gone out. Where are all the candles? In the attic.
Ah, we got torches for that.
Where are the batteries?
Yeah, carry the 4 candles.
Where are the batteries for all the torches, Roger?
They're in them, recharged. See, ever ready, me.
Yeah, but you see, I haven't got a clue where a single torch is, and that includes my rechargeable one that I used to carry with me in the car for getting to and from the car at work. Thank you.
You've got one on you'll have one on your phone.
No, I bought one, and it's got a wind up. It doesn't need batteries. It's rechargeable.
It's a trigger. You.
Yeah, I had one of them. God knows where that one.
God knows where that one's gone. It's probably in the loft with the candles.
No, I haven't seen that one.
He's probably robbed it.
No, I haven't got that one. The 2 headlights are in the bedroom. The other headlights are in the fishing box. Got a lantern as well out in the shed. Yeah, we got 2 good ones, Stuart, for fishing. We got 3 separate lights on, different settings and all sorts of things.
I've got a good head torch for when I was doing my urban exploring and ghost hunting.
But she moans about them because every time I got one on fishing and I turn it on, I turn around to look and talk to her and shine it straight in the fucking eyes.
Yep. I'm totally guilty of doing that.
Well, a daughter bought us those for Christmas.
You're standing there and he goes, babe, and you go, what? Blind.
You got to have a laugh, ain't you? You got to laugh.
I don't hate the dark, Missy. I'm not fond of it, but I don't hate it anymore. But I have got I do like my candles, my scented candles, things like that.
I find they irritate my throat. The same with these spray air freshener things, the automatic air fresheners.
Yeah,
they really irritate my throat.
The air fresheners, especially the plug-in ones, are the absolute worst, especially if you've got pets, because an animal's metabolism, they don't metabolize the toxins in it as quickly. And what actually happens over time is it poisons them. So
every time I buy air fresheners to put round this place, I bought three of these little things to put round the place because we'd stopped smoking and I just wanted to freshen it up a bit. And he went round collecting them all up and put them all upstairs because he didn't like the smell.
Oh, good
Now,
lord.
now
He
tell them
can't
the real
smell
reason you bought them.
anything. He can't smell anything, but he can smell them.
It's not that I can smell them. It irritates my throat.
Oh
Heather's,
crap! Because there's
Heather's
still one
going.
over by my chair.
Heather's going, I'll fucking irritate your throat in a minute, sunshine. With my
With a
fist.
fucking carving knife.
Here we go. Look, you'll get pulled down for saying you're going to attempt to murder somebody.
That'll be it. That will be it.
Bothered?
I've never looked under the patio to see how many are already under there. So. Oh, dear. Yeah, she's picking on me, Gary. Nothing new.
Yeah, well, most of the time you've earned it, so.
Yeah, I will admit you're right. I will
You're not
admit
exactly innocent in all this.
that. No,
At least he
from it,
admits
if
it.
I'm honest.
True.
I believe my mission in life was to wind her up.
Great.
Every time he walks past my chair, he shakes it.
Why?
I just
Well,
like to
no,
see
isn't
her
it?
tits vibrate.
Oh, good lord.
And the other reason is it really annoys her when she's playing games on a phone.
Oh, no. Yeah, I would invest in something I could smack you with every time you did it. like a meat tenderizer or something.
Well, that's the
I
thing.
don't
I
know where that's gone.
always end up struggling for breath afterwards because I have to run away so quick.
Yeah, exactly. Just remember that as time goes by, you're going to get slower and slower, and she's going to catch you, sunshine.
Oh, she has done once or twice.
Mm. Yep. Hashtag Team Heather.
Yeah. I just, I can't. I
I don't
can't
care,
be
Missy.
asked, I can't be asked to chase him.
Chase me, chase me.
I'll get you a mini crossbow for Christmas. So you can just sit there and when he's not expecting it, you can just shoot him in the back of the head.
She thinks I sharpen the kitchen knives every time I go out there. What I'm actually doing is taking the edge off them to make them safer for me.
Yeah, but a blunt knife will do more damage.
Not if you cut the tips off.
She'll still find a way.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that's what it is. He's hidden your meat tenderizer. It'll be in his fucking shed. He would have used it as a hammer.
Yeah.
Mallet for the chisels.
Exactly.
Yeah, you'll be surprised how many kitchen utensils can be used for other things.
I know.
Like my bread tin.
Yeah, that got turned into a stove, and the other one's got turned into a forge.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, I was making some knives, forging the metal myself and what have you. And I went through a stage where I was going to dig a hole and make what's called a ground forge, but I found it easier to nick two of her new bread baking tins, turn them on the side so you got a little hole in the top, and a metal tube with a hairdryer as a blower to keep it going.
Oh my God! If you bloody stole my bread baking tin, I would freaking kill you because that was like 30 quid.
I ended up buying a silicon one. He can't use that one.
Sucks to be you.
But she did go to the recycling place and bought me a second-hand hairdryer, so I didn't nick hers from upstairs.
Oh, Jesus.
Says you got an old hairdryer. I said, yeah, the one I've only got one. It might be an old one, but it's if I need a hairdryer, it's that one.
Mine's an old one. The hairdryer that I'm still using, my ex-fiance bought me from our boys one Christmas. And we
Missy
split
said,
up
"Could she
in-
come up?"
Yes,
Do you want
yes,
to send
yes,
her a
yes,
link?
yes, yes, yes.
We split up in like 2007, 2008, and it's still going.
Just found a bag on the floor. I don't know where that come from.
Lizzie, I've just popped it in the in Messenger, same as normal. You know, you're always welcome.
I'm trying to watch a video. They're offering the skip option. As often. I'll tell you what, Stuart. Now, I only said this to Heather the other day. I hate adverts on YouTube, especially the ones that come up at the top of your feed, not the ones in the video. Now, every time one used to come up, and I used to get hundreds of the bloody things up a day, I used to reject it, block it, go back to my feed. And, you know, I didn't mind taking a few seconds to do it to get rid of the bloody things just because I don't like them. Now, YouTube only put one up about once a week, if I'm lucky now. But they have started putting them more and more in Facebook videos.
Mm-hmm.
What I do, because, yeah, I do watch some videos on Facebook, but if an advert comes up, that's it. That's as far as I go with that video. I scroll on past it.
Do you know what I had the other day? Hello, Missy. We'll get to you in a sec. The other day, actually, it was probably like last week. I was scrolling through one of my friend's profiles because she'd posted something about 2 weeks ago that she told me about, and I went back to have a look. Scrolling through her own profile, I was being given fucking adverts by Facebook within her personal profile.
Yeah.
Not that they're posted on her profile, because they're not, because I asked her about it. And I screenshotted them and everything. No, they're not actually on my profile. Facebook are showing you that. What the fuck? That's mental.
Yeah, I don't like adverts on any of them.
No. Hello, Missy. How you doing, chicken?
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Heather, for letting me join the panel,
No
if you want to call it panel. Hello, Holly. Hello, Roger. Hope you're okay.
It's all right. I'm
Probably
just
got-
victim tonight. It's all right.
Yeah, well, I've got a few things I'm going to send you, Roger, if that's all right, because obviously we both had a COPD diagnosis, so I'll send that to you privately if that's all right.
Yeah, no worries.
Is it
I mean,
something
obviously-
that goes tick tick boom?
Sorry, I didn't understand that. Sorry.
I said, are you sending him something that goes tick tick boom?
I'll make sure I'm out.
Oh my God! Yeah, you've lost me there.
A BOMB.
Has it got a fuse in it?
A kaboom. I can't say the word on YouTube. I'll probably get her taken down. But a thing that goes kaboom.
Do you know? I must be so naive because I've got no idea what you're talking about.
A bomb. A bomb.
BOMB.
We're back to the what was that Chi and Chom thing?
Cheech
What
and
was
Chong.
that? I didn't understand what that was about either.
Yeah, but that's
Cheech and Chong,
understandable.
yeah.
That's understandable because Cheech and Chong was for stoners. So it's,
Well, I still haven't Googled it, so I'm still naive. But no, it's going to be purely I hope
Information.
information, hopefully factual information not a load of old rubbish. But no, sorry, it's not going to include anything else.
See, when somebody says, I'm going to send you something, this is how old I am. I automatically assume it's through the post.
Yeah.
Yes, Holly.
which is why I said, does it go tick, tick, boom, as in a letter bomb?
Oh, okay. I thought that meant something like X-rated or something.
No.
No, I certainly am not going to send anything X boom boom whatever.
You can say it on YouTube as long as it's not in a threat. It's if you type it, they don't like it. The bots pick it up.
No, I'll just be sending stuff to Roger regarding COPD that I've checked out, and he can choose to discard it or not, or do it.
Talking of COPD, put down the fucking vape, Mr. COPD.
Sorry.
You're smoking.
Oh, I'll tell you what, Roger, as a smoker for 40 years, which I'm not proud of, but it's true, the doctors were absolutely aghast that I had no heart problems, but I certainly wouldn't be going into vaping.
Well, I've smoked for 51 years, and I was born with a heart condition.
Oh, okay, but that's slightly different. Okay.
But that heart condition has gone away over the years.
Yeah, I know. My mum actually had an irregular heartbeat, and it never really affected her. I mean, she did end up with having a pacemaker, but anyway,
I had a hole in mine.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that. I'll just sling some stuff your way. Obviously, you can delete it. But,
Yeah, do it on Facebook.
Yeah. I certainly do. I'm not saying that it's the Holy Grail or anything like that. So, but you know that.
To be honest, I mean, even some of the medication that doctors have given me over the years for various things, I usually throw a lot of it away. I don't like taking meds or anything like that of any description, whether it's natural or whatever. I prefer to let my body do its own thing.
I absolutely agree with you, Roger. And something else I've found out in the last couple of days is that apparently when you have a blood test, and having a lifelong thyroid condition, I've had plenty, apparently the blood doesn't stay, I'm not really sure what the word is, but after about an hour, it's not really useful. Which is, I find that quite worrying. But my sister is going to try and do a Freedom of Information Act. Bit of a shame, really, because my dad was yeah, that's true, Grumpy Supper, that's true. My dad was a virologist, among other things, and he always said to me, and he was a smoker, and he said to me, don't believe what they put on the cigarette packets. But I'd love him to be alive now, because I've got a few questions. But yeah, I'll if I find anything about this blood thing and whatever, Roger, I'll send it to you. But as I say, I'm not saying that it's the truth. I don't know my sources are 100%, but it's just about learning, isn't it?
Are you talking about the fact that the blood coagulates after about an hour?
Possibly, Heather. I don't.
Lumpy and solid and loopy. That's when you're going to take the blood, if you look at the test tube, there's actually already something in the bottom of it That's an anticoagulating.
Yeah, we used to do the same at the
Oh,
vets.
okay.
So that because when they take the blood, they'll shake it to mix the anticoagulant in with the blood, so it stays viable for far longer.
It stops
Yeah.
it from clotting.
But how long does it stay viable?
Depends
I mean-
what it has got a shelf life, but it's
I mean,
extended
how do we know that the blood, when we go and have a blood test, how do we know that by the time it gets to the virologist or whoever, or hematologist or whoever is testing it, how do we, and this is why I'd love to ask my dad, because he'd know the answer to this question. How do we know that the results are 100% correct?
Well,
Because if
I
it-
mean,
If it wasn't usable when it came to be tested, they'd ask for another lot.
quite
Well, I
possibly.
don't think. Well, I've never been asked for another lot, and I've had blood tests because of my thyroid the last 40 years.
So it must stay good 24 hours.
I kind of get what Missy's on about though. Like, I can't really explain it, but I do know what I understand what she's getting at.
But here's one for you: whole blood, uncentrifuged. It's stable in the fridge for 5 days.
Whole blood as opposed to fucking 1%.
As opposed to
Semi-skimmed fucking blood.
as opposed to plasma or serum. Whole blood. If you go and donate a pint of blood, that pint of blood stays viable in the fridge for 5 days.
So if blood is classed as whole blood, then yeah, plasma is probably classed as semi-skimmed or 1%, isn't it?
No, what it is, whole blood is a mixture of the fucking
Oh, you're
all
right,
right.
Roger.
cramp.
Oh.
Whole blood is the red and the white cells together. Plasma is where they separate it. The plasma is the white cells.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they take a blood sample, they don't separate it, so it is whole blood. So that is stable in the fridge for 5 days. I've just Googled it.
But how do we know?
My leg, all right.
Good night, Gary. Have a good night's sleep.
Night, Gary.
Good night, Gary.
But it
How do
does
we
say-
know that our blood tests are tested within the 5 days? And then how do we know that the tests are accurate?
I get mine tested within 5 minutes.
Yeah, but do you, Roger?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yes,
usually
because he
get
gets the
mine.
results before he leaves.
I usually get mine done within 24 hours. I get the results back.
So you're saying that a person from a laboratory is testing your blood right there and then?
Yep. They have to.
They'll
Because
have a
when I have
laboratory
the blood
there.
test,
They'll have a laboratory there.
I'm an outpatient at the haematology unit. I go in, I have the blood taken out of me, and they test it there and then because I can have the treatment done if the levels are wrong there and then while I'm still up there, so I don't have to go back.
Okay, well, I apologise because
Certain things will take time,
Mhm.
but a lot of it they can do within 5-10 minutes if they've got the facilities there.
Yeah,
it's only because Dad used to work up in the laboratories, and I never knew. He never said that he went and tested stuff there and then. You know, it was always sent to the laboratories.
Yes.
So
That's what they're testing for.
In normal situation, they take the blood, it goes away to the department, it has its test done. According to Google, within 24 hours is preferable. But because of what is going on with Roger, they need to. It's like testing. A diabetic would test for sugar. They need to know.
Oh, okay.
They need to know the level in his blood
There's
to know
the
whether.
things they're going to test for next time I go in.
Yes, Sally. They need to know the level of the blood so that if he needs to have some taken out, they can do it there and then.
If I need a
I'm-
venous section, they need to do it because the blood's already too thick. They can't wait another week.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, I wasn't disputing anything anyone said.
No,
I was
no,
just
no.
asking questions
No, I was just trying to
to try and
explain.
understand myself. So I wasn't trying to say that anyone.
No, I'm just trying to explain that the test that would be done for yourself would then go off to the lab. But because they want to know what's going on with Roger's blood, he goes to the area. They take the blood, they take it outside, they test it, they come back and say your blood's too thick or you're okay, and he gets treatment there and then depending on the answer of that test.
Oh, well, that's fast and that's good.
Well, it's the
What,
polycythemia, and the weirdest thing with it. Now I'm on shitloads of blood thinners.
So what is? Sorry, Roger. What is poly
It's
thing?
if you've got the two different types of blood cells, you've got the plasma, which is the white cell, the corpuscles, or you've got the red. Both
Right.
do different jobs within the body, as you know.
Yes. Yeah, I get that.
Now,
Yeah.
my red blood cells are what they call too fat. They're
Right.
too thick. So what they have to do is when they test it, if I can't remember how they work out the levels, but if my level of fatness in the red blood cells is above 5.2, they'll sit me down, put a big needle in me and take a pint out. That effectively thins my blood out. It takes the fat blood cells out. And over time, they'll build up again. They don't know why my body's producing them. So I have to be tested regularly. And if they're too fat, this is what can give me issues and give me problems, and that makes the symptoms worse. So they prefer, and especially now because I have mobility issues, they'll do what is called a venous section. It's basically the same as donating blood. They stick a needle in, it goes in a bag, and it gets thrown away because they can't use mine transfusions or anything. It's called a venous section. And they do that there and then while I wait. It takes about 10 minutes. They'll make me sit there for another 10 minutes because sometimes it can make you dizzy,
Sure.
make you
Sure.
a bit woozy. They insist you have a couple of drinks of water or something like that before they let you leave.
And a penguin.
And a penguin. Oh, the little lady in there, she's always offering me biscuits. I said, I'll just take the packet if you come near me. I did, in one of my videos, I did ask the nurses, I know you're not allowed to film in hospitals, but I just videoed myself and videoed the bag on the floor, because all they do is throw the bag on the floor and wait for the amount of blood. And I was videoing that and having a bit of a laugh with the nurses at the same time. Because I said, now, how much are you taking out? She said, well, why do you ask? I said, well, is it going to ruin date night tonight? And I've actually got that on video.
I can see your face, Heather.
But
no,
that's how
true.
mine works. And it's weird because I'm on 150 mil of blood thinners a day, 2 different ways, and other stuff as well. But when they put a needle in me to try and get the blood out for the blood test, they have to use a real big bore because my blood coagulates in the bloody needle. Half the time they can't get it out. It's like having a piece of drain pipe stuck in your frigging arm, size of the one they use.
But what's happening basically is there's a problem in his bone marrow that means that it's almost like too much red blood, too many red blood cells are formed. So they take a pint out, it reduces the amount, is how I understood it.
That's
Nice and
only
simple.
like a temporary measure, though, isn't it? It's not a cure all.
No, no.
He's had the test and they still haven't told him why it or what's causing it.
Yeah, I actually got the results of the test that I went for in February. Do you remember they were going to nuke me blood at the QE?
Yeah.
I actually got the results last week when the doctor phoned me.
Oh, yeah.
She said, well, we don't know.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I
Well, I tell you what, I think it's a bit worrying sometimes because I've got a letter from the local hospital trust telling me that I've got angina. Well, I subsequently went for another test, and now they're saying to me I haven't got angina, and I've got COPD, and I've had subsequent tests, and they've confirmed that, whatever. But don't send me a letter saying that I've got angina and then say I haven't. I mean, I think that's total.
Yeah, it is. It's also it
It's
shows the sort of ineptitude of the NHS. It's like
absolutely, Holly, but it's
linking into what Stuart has said below. He said, I get blood tests all the time, rarely get the results. I just assume no news is good news. I never chase up for the results.
well,
Doctors
that's
are really,
three different
really
types of blood thinners that I'm on.
doctors are really, really lax with results. Now, I had in October of last year when I was really poorly, I had a lot of blood tests done, and some of them they sent off to New Cross Hospital to be tested for what was it? All the autoimmune stuff. So lupus, autoimmune hepatitis, primary biliary something or other, PCB basically. Now, I only remembered about that the other day. I was like, I'm sure I had an autoimmune test done. I've looked at the results on the app that I've got, and it actually says autoimmune positive, further investigate in further tests to follow. Nobody has followed up on this. Nobody.
I was just about to say that when I have blood tests and things, I can log into my account where I order my meds, and I can see the results of the tests.
Yeah.
And I think the doctors are just like, well, you can go on there and see what's going on, and it's up to you to do it.
Yeah, but the thing
it
is, though,
is
it's like, if I've
agreed,
got-
Heather. But that's great. If as you know, yourself, me, hopefully, Heather, Holly, and Roger, we've all got brain cells. But what about the people that can't navigate this? I think it's
Exactly.
disgusting. You
It
know,
is.
why send me a letter telling me I've got angina and then sending me another letter saying I haven't? I mean, to be honest, I think it's just disgusting.
It is. I mean, I
You
think
know,
a lot of it depends on what they're being paid to push at that moment. To be perfectly honest.
well,
I have found if there is something wrong, I get a phone call.
yes, and me too.
So yes, the no news is good news is yeah, actually they don't need to tell me the results because there's nothing there to worry about. But
Three of my consultants, I'm on first name terms with their secretaries.
I'm sure you are, Roger.
Yep.
But why you would get a letter saying you've got angina when it wasn't the case, I don't know. Have you spoken to your doctor about it?
Well, yeah, I had that letter. To be honest, I mean, I'm being truthful here, and I think it's I think it's negligence. But, you know, I'm not the doctor, so it's not my fault. But I gave my symptoms and they gave me a diagnosis over the phone.
Yeah, they will do. That's my letters.
That is as bad as when all my problems started last May. I went to the doctors, and because they were so bloody busy, I had an off-duty paramedic, right? And he poked my stomach, which I was like, ow, because whatever it was fucking hurt. And he went, oh, you've got a stomach ulcer, right? I didn't know anything about this shit at the time. And so he diagnosed me there and then with a fucking stomach ulcer and prescribed me omeprazole. I didn't have a fucking stomach ulcer. I've never had a stomach ulcer, which was shown on my endoscopy. But what actually happened was the omeprazole that he gave me, it obviously reduced me stomach acid and destroyed my stomach lining, which subsequently led to the gastritis and all the problems that I'm having currently. Now, when I had my endoscopy, I spoke to one of the nurses there, because they give you the results there and then. And I was like, well, this off-duty paramedic said that I had a stomach ulcer just by poking my stomach. And she was like, you cannot diagnose a stomach ulcer just by doing that. You have to have an endoscopy. And she says, you do not have a stomach ulcer and you've never had a stomach ulcer. We can
Well,
see
I
that.
had my GP try to get me on statins.
Oh God.
Oh no,
Yeah,
don't go on them. Don't
Oh,
go on
well,
them.
don't
Roger.
you
Because you're
worry,
at that
I
age.
won't. And I said, well, why have I got to take these? And he said, oh, it's for your cholesterol. So I just looked at him straight in the face. I said, and what's my cholesterol level? He said, it's 4.9. I said, and what's the acceptable level? He said, 5. I said, well, go fuck yourself then.
Mine's about 8.4, I think.
The problem
The last
is,
time I was told.
is there's a big scare thing around fat, and there has been since and it's exactly the same with cholesterol. Now you need cholesterol, good cholesterol, because that is what your brain survives on. Your liver produces about 80 to 90% of your body's cholesterol. Your brain needs that cholesterol to function. Without it, you are prone to things like Alzheimer's, dementia, cognitive issues. And all of these seed oils, these healthy oils that they are fucking pushing on us, should be binned. Go back to a normal block of butter, not margarine, normal block of butter, and animal fats. None of this fucking seed shite. None of this fucking low fat shite.
Yes,
We
Holly.
have
All I
tried
ever
to
buy is
do-
butter, and I agree with you. You know, the thing is, we live in a world now where forget what they've told us to do, because whatever they've told us to do is wrong.
Do the
And
opposite.
what they're trying
absolutely,
to do is they're trying to push drugs on you to take over your normal bodily functions.
It's never going to
yes,
work.
so that you need big pharma to prescribe all these medicines to you.
You become
Now,
reliant on the drugs.
yep,
Those they can charge for the drugs, they'll charge because that makes the money. And it
absolutely.
will get to a point where they will all be free, but they will use them to control you. If you don't toe the line, you don't get what you need.
Yes, but also my father told me that all those photographs on the cigarette packets, and he was a smoker. He said it's not true. It's not true.
No.
My
You
father
know
died of cancer. He'd never smoked a fag in his life.
exactly.
My ex-fiance's grandparents, separate grandparents, it was his great grandparents, I think. One on his mum's side and one on his dad's side. So it's not like they lived together. His granddad or great granddad, whatever he was, smoked like friggin' 40 Woodbine a day. He died without a trace of cancer in him, whereas his grandma, or great-grandma, whatever she was a devout Methodist. She never smoked, she never drank, and she died of lung and liver cancer.
Which goes to show, Holly, that they're telling us a load of rubbish. Because all right, he's not biologically related to me. That doesn't really matter. But my great granddad smoked till he was 101.
Wow.
You know, so there is a little bit of an issue here, obviously, with what we're being told and what is actually the truth. I mean, the doctors were actually amazed that I've got no problems. I mean, I don't have, I can't rely on genealogy because I was adopted.
Right.
But my heart, I mean, I'm not proud of this, it's just a fact. I've smoked for 40 years. There's nothing wrong with my heart.
No.
Nothing at all. And I've been smoking for 40 years. Now, okay, yes, I've apparently got COPD, but it does make you wonder, doesn't it? Because I don't
Yeah.
actually believe that all these things are that bad for you. I think there's a lot of other things that you need to take into consideration. I've seen teenagers that have been doing the vape thing and they've been in hospital and they're like
Yeah.
at death's door.
But that's because of what they're smoking. It's the poisons in those vapes. It's the syrup. It's nasty shit. When I was being investigated, when I was being investigated for COPD, and the respiratory nurse said to me, she was like, you know, do you smoke? I was like, no, I vape. She was like, if you want my advice, if you're going to do any of them, smoke. I was like,
Yeah.
what? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not encouraging. I am not encouraging you to smoke, but if you're gonna do something, smoke. Do not.
Have you
vape.
ever smoked, Holly?
Yeah. I did give up. I've smoked since I was 11. I did give up last
Snatch.
June. I gave up
Stunted
last
your
June.
growth, Hol.
Yeah. Well, that was inevitable anyway. I gave up last June. I went cold turkey, but then a couple of weeks ago, I've started again because I'm going through a lot of stress at the moment. So I was just like, fuck it. So.
Well, there's a lot of investigations, and there's some results coming out at the moment between smoking and the lurgy that we went through a couple of years ago.
Yeah, apparently smokers were quite immune to it.
There are more people that didn't smoke that actually caught it than smokers.
Did you know as well, nicotine, the actual just nicotine, can be used in the treatment of ADHD?
Yep.
Well, also another thing is that I've had a hormone thyroid issue for 40 odd years. I had a partial thyroidectomy at 17. I went through an early menopause apparently, but I'm not getting these jabs, you know.
Nope.
Now they all say, oh, get the jabs because you're vulnerable and you've got a hormone problem and there's nothing wrong with me, thank you very much. And the reason why there isn't anything wrong with me is because I haven't got those silly jabs and the boosters and all the rest of it.
I think they're on to what, number 10 or something now?
Well, I got a text message today about come for the flu jab and you might be eligible for a COVID jab. Oh, bugger off.
The only reason they're saying eligible for them now is because if there was a big uptake on them, they haven't got enough in. They haven't ordered enough.
Well, I don't care. I'm not going anywhere near that.
No,
The
I went
uptake
into
this year
pharmacy.
on
Was it last week, week before? I was picking up my meds, and it was fucking flu jab day, and the whole pharmacy was just full of like little old biddies, and I just felt like saying to them, just stop.
yeah.
Look at what you're doing to these people.
Well, the
Well, there's-
uptake on it now this year is 5% of those that took it
Yeah.
originally. Out of the 100% of those that took it, only 5% have carried on with the uptake.
Yep.
There's a little woman that works at my local Tesco, and she walks around with her visor on.
Oh God, I've got one of those.
And I mean, obviously, you can't say anything to them. You couldn't go and convert them. But I just think, I am so sorry that you are so. Not only are you so worried, but you're so you're so disillusioned. But you could never tell them that.
No, no. I mean, these people are literally living in fear, and it's
Yeah.
so sad.
Absolutely. Yeah, but if you're living in that much fear that you need to wear a visor, which is really not going to protect you from much at all, anything, well, go back to your home and barricade yourself in your home.
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
that's the only time that you are going to feel happy.
fear and stress actually makes you ill anyway.
Well, it's when you see the old walking around with their masks on still.
Oh,
Literally,
breaks my heart.
literally, you know, if I question or I speak to any of them, which I rarely do, I'm like, well, you're only wearing it because they've terrified you into wearing it with propaganda.
You're gonna die if you breathe the air.
Yep, them masks, it's been proved time and time again, scientific fact, they do not stop.
Yes, Roger, absolutely, you're right. And a couple of years ago, I did some voluntary work at this local church, and it was for the food bank. And everyone treated me like a leper because I said, I'm not wearing a mask.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wear a mask. It gives me panic attacks. So they shoved me in shoved me in the kitchen, in the corner. I mean, that was fine. But what really annoyed me was there was other women wearing visors and masks and God knows what else. And then they're going, oh, I think I've had COVID for a second time. I've got COVID. I've got COVID. I'm thinking you're treating, and the reason why I gave up the job, the position, I loved it. I loved working. It was voluntary. It was for the food bank. I loved it. But everybody looked at me like I was a leper.
Well, you were the reason they caught COVID because
Yeah,
you
it
gave
was.
it to them because you weren't wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Well, but
My
that was
mask
what they
doesn't work.
thought.
My mask doesn't work if you don't wear yours. Fuck off.
I've got a mega. Well, if science is to be believed, I've got a mega problem with my immune system. But I don't go around with a visor and a mask and God knows what else. But when I went into the church, they were like, "Oh," it was like, "Oh, what's that when you put your fingers up and you do a cross dagger thing, whatever."
Yeah.
And I thought, but then they're all said, "Oh, I've got COVID," and then they're going, "Well, have you had the boosters? Have you had the boosters?" I'm thinking, oh, for God's sake, please wake up.
Well, the
You're
last
getting
time the
COVID because
NHS,
you're having the jabs and the boosters,
Mhm.
right? You're all castigating me because I won't wear a mask and I'm the leper in the community, but I haven't had it. But they can't
Ross?
correlate
the
that.
last
They,
time the NHS put out the figures and information on people being hospitalised still with COVID, the biggest majority of those that were contracting it and ending up in hospital as well through it were ones that were fully jabbed and fully boosted.
Yep.
thank you, Roger. Thank you.
I've got a very good friend up in Newcastle who's very susceptible to it. He's had his jabs and he's had his boosters, and he still catches it at least 2 or 3 times a year.
See, everybody I know that has had the jabs has been ridiculously ill
Yes.
repeatedly.
Yep.
I mean, when obviously they started bringing them out of, I think there was about 10 or 12 of us at work. There was only me and one other girl that was just like, no, we're not doing that. And she was pregnant at the time. And after that, everybody was ill. There was never a time when there wasn't at least 3 people ill at the same time.
Yep.
There is a Human
Everybody-
Rights
everybody-
Act that actually says that you don't have to have the jab. I can forward that on, obviously, to Roger, or he probably knows it anyway. But
This might be changing, believe it or not, Missy. Now, there's a new health directive they're trying to push through in Northern Ireland, which comes under the same legislation as us. Now, this is only in Northern Ireland at the moment. Stuart knows about this. They're trying to push in to mandate an act where they can force you to take anything they tell you to. If you
Wow.
refuse, they can forcibly put it in you, and they can also imprison you for refusing.
So-
Nah.
They get
So-
that in over there. That is the backdoor entrance to Westminster to bring an act in here.
yeah,
That-
well,
that's-
right. I don't care what this results in, Roger. But if anyone comes near me and tries to forcibly stick a needle in me with something or whatever, I will not be responsible for my actions.
Yep, that won't make any difference. They'll lock you up. If they got that through, they'd lock you up for refusing.
Yeah, well, they won't do if I am successful in what I want to retaliate with, Roger.
They'd lock you up. Jesus, they're locking people up for making Facebook posts.
I know that. I know that. It's ridiculous. I mean, oh, don't get me started.
Well, this is what I'm saying. Don't just look at what's happening here.
No.
They've got backdoor ways of bringing acts in and putting laws in place before we even know it's happening.
We are, to be honest, I'm really looking forward to see tomorrow, obviously with London and what is going on there.
Well, you won't
Because
see
I tell you, well, no, we won't. But oh my God, it's really getting. But there will be a point, Roger, and I think I've said this to you before, that I think as a nation, as British people, British indigenous people, very tolerant.
Too tolerant.
Absolutely, Holly.
That's why this
But
country.
if you get pushed above the, you're back against the wall, you will. We, as human beings, we can only be pushed for so long, and I feel that there is, and this is just my stupid, humble opinion, but I think that we are getting to the point, or a certain demographic of us are getting to a point where we're thinking, no, I've had enough. We've put up with enough. We've just put up with enough.
A person is at
And
their
that makes
most
us far
dangerous
right.
when their back's against the wall with nothing to lose.
Yep.
And if I don't have children, unfortunately, but I'll be honest with you, if I had, I'd be a lot more proactive than what I am. Unfortunately, there's only me. I don't have a husband or boyfriend or anything, so I have to be my protector, if you like. But that still doesn't mean that I don't agree with everything or disagree. You know, it's really hard when you're on your own, you know, because I have to fight for my own life. And that makes you a little bit selfish because you've got to protect everything around you. Because you've only got you know, you haven't got anything else. You haven't got. But I wish I could do more, and maybe I will at some point.
It's never going to happen, Missy. It's never going to happen because the people of this country, even our own indigenous people, won't stand shoulder to shoulder.
Well, do you know what? I thought I agreed with that, Roger. But I think there will come a point.
No, they won't. They won't. This country will never stand shoulder to shoulder. Not everybody.
I think that even if they did, it would be at a time where it would be too fucking late anyway.
Yep. Yep.
I mean,
Well,
they put in a good frigging effort, but it'd be futile.
and do you know, that's why I say what I say, because I could go down there tomorrow and I could hold my placard, but I would probably be arrested. As already been shown.
You won't tomorrow. You won't tomorrow. You wouldn't get arrested tomorrow.
I wish you would, Roger.
No, they'd leave it till another day. They won't risk it kicking off on the day. They will take photos and use that evidence
well, okay,
later down the line and
tomorrow or the next day. So this is another problem we've got, because no matter how many demonstrations there have been in London in the last couple of months, nobody has been arrested.
Yes, they
no,
are.
Yes, they have. You just haven't seen it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't arrest on the day because it will cause trouble. They arrest later on.
Yeah, they'll go.
How many pro-Palestine marches have there been where nobody has been arrested?
Not one.
Yeah,
Not one.
Exactly, Roger. That's what
No,
I'm saying.
there have been arrests. That's what I'm telling you. There have been arrests. They just haven't been publicised and they haven't been shown anywhere.
But if anybody from who is supposedly far right, white, working class, that will be publicised.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Not all of them.
Not all of them. Do you know what? I don't want to get too bad, because
I know what you mean. You're on about the two-tier policing, basically, aren't you? It's
absolutely.
Like a white English, white male could go and hold a placard up tomorrow.
All
nice
white woman.
tall white woman and then get a knock on their door 3 days later. But somebody who's running down the street with a fucking machete screaming free Palestine or whatever and threatening to hack people up doesn't get fucking arrested.
No.
You know, I'm all
arrest
for.
the arrest they'll make tomorrow, Lizzie. I'll tell you this now because you weren't in earlier when I said it. There will be arrests tomorrow. It will be after the protest, simply because of breaking the protest governing rules on that particular protest.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Met Police allow a protest. This is what they do with the pro-Palestine as well. They allow the protest, and they're given times that the protest can start from, and they're given times when the protest has got to be finished by. Now, I believe tomorrow's is finished by 3 o'clock, if I remember rightly. Now, if there are groups of people still stood around waving placards and flags and protesting after that time, they will be liable to arrest under sections of the law. And that's
No,
where
they won't be, Roger. They will
are.
only.
How many videos do you want to see of it, Missy? They did exactly
No.
the same in London last time. They kettled everybody, held them till the time limit had passed, and then ID'd everybody and arrested them afterwards. They were sending
Sorry,
videos.
Roger.
There was
Sorry,
videos.
I don't think you understood what I meant. I meant if it's the other side, they won't do that.
No, they go and arrest them afterwards.
No, they don't arrest the other side.
Yes, they do.
No,
Yes,
they
they do.
don't.
Yes, they do. Do
How
freedom of
many?
information requests to the Met Police in
How
London.
many
See how many
Hamas
of them have been
supporters and have they arrested, Roger?
They've arrested hundreds. They just won't do it on camera because they don't want to be coming across as racist. Do a freedom of information request for the Met on how many have been arrested at the pro-Palestine marches. You'll be quite surprised.
And okay, so if what you say is true,
I've seen the results.
yeah, I know. Sorry, I'm trying to insinuate you're a liar. I just mean, what effect has that had? It
The
hasn't.
fact is that we don't know about it, so we keep kicking up about it and causing trouble so they can arrest us.
Yeah, but we don't cause trouble, Roger.
Why do you think people are being arrested for posting it on Facebook and Twitter?
No, well, when I say we don't cause trouble,
Rioting.
we don't do the rioting.
No.
Right, there is this odd few people that do it or whatever, but there are people that have been. There is people that have been imprisoned for opinions and writing stuff, but they're all of a certain demographic. And then we've got other people that are of a certain demographic that can get away with saying things and doing things and shouting things.
That's because only white people can be racist, apparently.
Yep.
Well, this is what annoys me. It's like, I'm sorry, but it's one law for one person and one law for someone else.
But believe me, there are people being arrested from the pro-Palestinian marches. They just don't do it in public, and they don't do it en masse in front of the cameras because they know it will kick right off. They'll arrest the patriots on camera because they know they'll give up. They won't fight back once they've been arrested, where those will. So they prefer to get them on their own, away from the masses, and then arrest them. Most of the time it's done with facial recognition. They'll visit them the following
yes,
week.
again, Roger, don't you think that's a problem?
It's a big problem. It's a very big problem.
You know, taking someone away from the group, you know, it's all about the image we want to portray.
That's,
You know,
that's why they do it.
mainstream media and all the rest of that rubbish.
Yep.
But you know,
Why do you think they branded the Patriots far right? Why do you think they branded the
ridiculous?
Patriots far
It's
right?
ridiculous. I
They
mean,
did it because they can turn around and say that far right are a minority group. They cause hassle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but then there again, I still don't understand all this. It's about,
I look into it every day. That's how I
yeah,
produce my videos. That's how I
yeah,
produce.
I know, Roger, but it's like this silent prayer thing. You can be done for having a silent prayer. Now
that I will fight against. I'll go against you there. The only people that have been arrested and prosecuted for silent prayer is because they admitted they done it. Because people cannot keep their fucking mouth shut in front of the police. They've got to speak up, and that's why they get arrested, because they've admitted it. That's how they get prosecuted. If you don't say you've been praying for, I'll say, a dead person rather than what they're actually praying against, if you don't admit to them that you're doing that, if you just say, I'm praying, but don't give the reason for praying, there's no court in this land can convict you on thought of that.
well, I agree, but I also agree that we can all think God knows what else. So
Yeah, but if you don't admit it, they can't do anything about it.
Same
They
as
can't
these
prove
people
it.
that are
that's my
raising
point,
these
Heather,
people
is
that
that
have been arrested and jailed for what they post on Twitter. They've been arrested and prosecuted for it because they typed it. If they can't,
yeah, I know, but
they can't see your
if they
thought,
if
they've got
they
no
typed
evidence.
it, Roger, it's not silent, is it? What I'm saying is that we can all say things in our head.
Yeah.
We can, how can you prove what you say in your head?
The only
We
way they
can't.
can prove it is if they admit it, and that's where the people are going wrong. There's no way you know what I am thinking right at this moment unless I tell you.
Yep.
So there is no way you can prosecute me for what I'm thinking because you don't know what it is.
Yeah,
But the
people
moment
shit
I turn round and say, I am thinking this, you can then go, well, actually, no, we're going to prosecute you for that because you shouldn't be doing that. And that's what's getting these people done. Keep your mouth shut. Don't tell them. Dan said this over and over and over again.
Yep.
Don't keep your mouth shut. Don't tell them because they
Oh,
can't
bloody
prosecute you.
stupid.
They can't prosecute you if they don't know.
They can't
And
prosecute you.
exactly. It's bloody stupid.
Think of the first words of your Miranda rights. You have the right to remain silent.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And if you don't do
dear.
that, you're giving them the evidence they need to prosecute you.
The amount of people that talk in the interviews, Roger, when they should just shut up.
There's a lot of people that will chat before they even get to the interview. It's like, dude, do you not realize that they are fishing for something to get you on? Shut up.
Do you know what, Holly? I am really addicted at the moment to this Sarah Boone suitcase trial.
Oh, I'm watching that on Recovery Addict. I've waited for Sarah Boone for over a year. Suitcase Sarah.
I don't know about Suitcase Sarah. What's Suitcase Sarah?
Right, there's a woman in America called Sarah Boone, and 5 years ago, she killed her other half, her partner, and she's trying to claim it was self-defense because she was basically a battered spouse.
Yeah.
Now, there's a lot of evidence to suggest that it was both ways. And her story of self-defense didn't actually come into play until after she'd spoken to the psychiatrist, and she completely changed her story. There's inconsistencies, let's put it that way. But basically, she's trying to claim that they'd had a drink, they were having a game of hide and seek. It was all fucking happy, fun. And he got in this suitcase and zipped it up and she went to bed and left him there accidentally. And then he somehow managed to fall down the stairs in said suitcase. But he died subsequently. He suffocated in that fucking suitcase.
Okay. I've got a big suitcase. Do you want to play hide and seek, babe?
Thank you.
But she's an absolute nutcase, this Sarah Boone. The channel that I watch it on, they review a lot of her letters, like that get released, and she is an absolute nutcase.
What channel do you watch, Holly?
Recovery Addict.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know that channel. I'm watching the Trial and Court TV, but yes.
I've missed most of it today, so I'm going to have to catch up. Have they gone to verdict yet?
No, I'm doing catch up, so no.
Okay.
Or maybe they might have done, but I'm doing catch up.
Yesterday, did you watch yesterday's?
Yes.
With Owens and his, oh my God, I thought the judge was going to throw the damn book at him at one point. The way he was just nitpicking at this PTSD thing that the psychiatrist had said.
I don't know if you watched today, but they were the prosecution were reading out all these text messages, which I thought were absolute. It was I don't understand what that proved. I mean, you know, I'm not being funny. You can look at a text message conversation and you can. It's all over old rubbish, and
they're trying to disprove that she was suffering from BSS, battered wife syndrome, or any kind of PTSD, and that in fact the relationship itself was toxic on both sides.
But don't you think she's a bit
weird?
You see, when I look at her, I'm not being funny. It's probably because she reminds me actually of someone I've met in my life. So I'm probably thinking an English language. But she's got this really, and I'm half American, by the way, so I'm not criticizing, but she's got this really sort of funny voice.
Yeah, she has.
And when she was sometimes with the coppers and she was doing that little pouting, oh, help me, and it to me it doesn't equate with what she looks like.
No.
I mean, I do think she's not actually the nicest woman in the world.
Oh God, no! She's a classic manipulator.
Yeah, but I think there was problems with him as well.
Quite possibly, but her ex-husband has claimed that she was abusive to him. Well, Stitch has just said she's claiming a mistrial now. Oh, fucking hell. This is what they were trying for. They were trying for a fucking mistrial.
I actually think that she didn't plan to kill him. I think it was a silly game. All this stuff about. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm into my little bit of colouring and crochet and whatever, but I've never actually suggested it to a boyfriend. You know, let's do arts and crafts.
Oh God, I have.
All right, okay. All right, you're a psycho. All right, you're a psycho killer then. Okay.
Yeah, clearly
Right.
I am.
So I haven't done that, and I'm like, and she said, I mean, like she's 40 years old. I mean, she's a lot younger than me, and she goes, "Oh, you're it." I mean, really?
Yeah.
I just think sometimes, and when the cops turned up and she did this little pouting thing, and oh, poor me. You know,
Mm.
I don't really understand that. The only reason I don't understand that is because she doesn't look like that.
No, she doesn't.
She looks really. Oh, I don't know.
Hard faced,
Yes, and
rough.
she comes across really childish.
Yeah, I
I'm going to
think
have to start watching this.
you're gonna have to. There's lots of. I got into it the other year watching these trials. I actually joined in. I think it was like halfway through the Murdoch trial, and thoroughly enjoyed it. So I've watched quite a few of them. The other one I'm looking forward to is oh
Do
God,
you
what's his...
remember Shanda van der Ark?
No, I don't think I watched that one.
Oh my God, watch Shanda van der Ark. Whoa, this is it's even more unbelievable.
Because I watched the like I was saying to Stitch earlier, I watched the Letitia Storch trial. That was harrowing. With little Gammon, what she did to him was fucking appalling. But the one that I'm looking forward to is what's his face in Ohio. Oh God, what's his name? Jewish-looking guy, big nose, killed like 6 people, 6 students in Ohio. Shit, I can't remember his name now.
Well, that was weird. YouTube refused to let one of my posts go up then.
Why?
Yes, sneaky little bastards.
Because we said bomb.
That'll
No,
be it.
no, it was, I was posting one to Stuart about the times of the rallies. And what they did last time was kettle people to keep them past the time.
Yes.
And the only way you could get out was if they arrested you and you gave them your details,
Yes.
and then they de-arrested you afterwards.
Yes.
Literally to get your details to harass you later. And YouTube wouldn't let it go up. So I've just changed it and put it in 2 different things, and they've let it go up.
A bit odd.
Oh, I know they watch me like a bloody hawk no matter what I'm doing, whether I'm on a live or doing a video.
You hadn't put too much in because you can only have so many characters.
Yeah, that might be it.
No, I put longer ones in. There's longer ones in there. I tried cutting some back because it came up in the bold text, and then the last 3 or 4 words were in like a faint text.
Yes, because you've gone over.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, you've
hang
gone
on,
over.
wait until I'm finished before you start jumping the gun.
I'm
I
sorry.
went back and deleted those words that were in the false, in the light text, and they still wouldn't let it go up. I know about the limit on the number of the characters. If it had gone above it, I went back to where the bold text was, and they still wouldn't let that post up.
You finished now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, but I was just proving a point. You were saying I was wrong, and I wasn't. I knew exactly what was going on there.
Yeah, but both me and Holly were responding to you at the same time. So.
Yeah, well, that's never good. 2 women trying to talk to me at the same time, is it?
Surround sound.
Yeah, you said I thought he'd finished, but obviously he just stopped to take a breath.
Well, that's the problem, isn't it?
You're breathing, yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Did you just snort then?
Oh no, I don't snort when I laugh, honestly. No doubt there'll be some lurker fucking ready to bloody clip that one.
There won't be many. We've only got 9 in there now.
Oh, you'd be surprised.
No, I even refreshed the page just to make sure it was nothing else, and it still wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I think sometimes when you go over the limit, it doesn't want, even when you reduce what you're posting, it sort of got into stuck mode, and it goes, no, that was too big a minute ago. It might still be too big.
Yeah.
Flyby, good evening.
I can't cope.
Yeah, YouTube can't cope.
Keeping an eye on the time, babe. Just
Why do you want to go to bed?
well, it'd be no good going to bed. I won't sleep with you yapping away in the next room, innit?
Is that what you're telling me? It's gone 10 o'clock and I need to
No,
shut up.
I usually know when I'm getting towards my time limit when my eyes start to go.
Yeah, so
I was just letting you know what the time was. That was all.
yeah, thank you.
My bad.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
I'm going to have me a gluten-free chocolate brownie.
Oh,
I can't. I told her to stop buying goodies because I'm getting too fucking fat.
Fatty, fatty, fat, fats.
so I did. I went shopping today and I didn't buy any goodies.
And
No,
he complained.
no.
Not yet. Not yet, but I'll give it a couple of days and it'll be like, there's no puddings, there's nothing sweet. There's
Nope. Nope.
Why, are you going to sneak to the corner shop and buy yourself something?
Nope. And that's the reason why. When I went to get the lottery earlier on, the guy in there, he said, bloody hell, he said, you've put on some weight. And I've only saw him, a week and a half ago.
Yeah, but some clothes do make you look bigger anyway, so.
No, I put on way too much weight.
I know you have.
Way too much.
I know you have. Like I was saying, I'm a feeder.
I'm a feeder. Food is my love language.
But it's how I make him happy.
Evening, Panda.
Evening, Panda. So it's how I make him happy. So I spoil him. I get chocolate and things for him. And if I'm trying to be good, I buy things that I don't particularly like. So, but then I'll buy stuff that I do like, and then I'm eating it as well. So it's just not working.
This is one of the great things about being gluten-free, because all my gluten-free snacks nobody else wants to eat because they taste like shit.
Yeah, but sugar's gluten-free, so yeah. Loads of things I eat that are gluten-free. I had this conversation with a girl at work years ago. She's like, but I'm celiac. I can't have gluten. And I'm like, so you're telling me you can't have a baked potato for your lunch? Don't tell me life's difficult. But yes, you can't have a sandwich. I agree, you can't have a sandwich unless it's gluten-free bread. But don't make out you can't eat. Because that's the way she was playing it. It was so difficult for me because I can't do this and I can't do that. And I'm like, okay, yeah, okay, you can't have a sandwich. And she was very, very much a celiac because there was only certain chocolates she could have because some of them actually might come into contact with gluten or might have gluten in. And she says, you know, you can't have pre-sliced, pre-grated cheese because it's in flour. So I looked at the ingredients and saw potato starch.
Yeah.
So again, gluten free. You know, and ooh. Sorry, I know you don't go on like that, but I went gluten free for a while because I was trying to figure out what the hell was causing my stomach issues.
Mm-hmm.
So I've looked at what there is, and yes, I'm not a celiac. I don't have to avoid things just in case it looked at a grain of wheat. But apart from bread, there are quite a few other options that, you know.
See, I think apart from actual celiac, I think the gluten sensitivities is actually it's a sensitivity to what they fucking spray it with, and also the things like the GMO stuff as well.
Yes.
I think it's our bodies going, what the fuck is this shit?
Well, so I went through a stage where it, a bit like yourself, where it didn't matter what I ate, it hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I had the hernia confirmed.
Yeah.
Because you press there, it hurts.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, it's where the hernia is, but it's actually where your stomach is underneath. So it's actually painful because you're poking the stomach rather than through the hernia. But I better now. I better now. I can eat crap.
Yay! I mean, I can't eat as much crap as I was. But I'm starting. I'm slowly sort of filtering in new foods. I mean,
Yes,
we went to lunch the other day, didn't we, Mrs. W?
we did.
We were ladies at lunch, and I did play it slightly safe with a chicken dish. It was chicken mash and green beans, but it was pan-fried chicken breast, and it was served with a Shropshire Blue cheese sauce.
Yummy.
Oh my God, it was divine.
It was yummy.
Now, cheese is a bad thing for me anyway. The hormones in the cheese just play absolute holy hell with me anyway, but in other areas. But I was pleasantly surprised that what I ate didn't actually affect me like food has been affecting me.
So we're going back and you're having the salmon.
No, I'll have the duck next time, just minus the cabbage.
Yeah, I'm having the duck again next time, and I'm going to ask them to swap the cabbage out for green beans or something.
Yeah.
That cabbage was just no. But hey, it was what they thought. Do you think I can swap the red wine sauce for the cheese sauce?
Ooh, duck and cheese sauce.
No, I have both.
Good evening, Pap. Pap in the house.
Daniel
Pap in
is
the
in.
house.
Hello, knobhead. How are you doing, fuckface?
Hello, Dan.
Holly, pleasant as ever.
Yeah, how you doing, fuckface? I actually had the pleasure of cooking for Dan the other night. I actually
did
cooked
I.
him dinner. Yeah. I made him sausage and mash.
I only did a bacon sandwich.
Abuse me all you fucking like, sausage. No, don't abuse me with your sausage either. Don't
No.
fucking go there. Don't go
No.
there.
No,
That is not what I said.
no,
I
no.
know it. Stop it.
But,
Stop laughing
but
at me.
sweetie, the link's in Discord if you want to come up.
Yeah, it's in our server. If you wanted to come and show your brown face.
Say hello to peeps, as you haven't spoken to them in such a long time, and they think you're dead.
Can you still hear me?
Yes.
That's all right, because my earphone just died.
In
How
fact,
about
you're
you?
better. I can hear you better. You're louder.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I bought a new set of earbuds a couple of weeks ago. And because of how often I use my earbuds and how brutal I am with them, I've already broken this pair.
Well done.
Oops. So I'm going to, at the end of the month, I'm going to treat myself to a brand new pair. You knew you had to reward that state. Oh, reword. I was like, why do I have to reward that statement? I can't fucking see. Just a flying visit to abuse the midget bitch tits. Bring it on.
Yeah, but if he put, I know it's only a flying visit, but he could stick his head in and verbally abuse you. We could
Yeah,
all-
come and verbally abuse me, Daniel. I want to be verbally abused. I haven't been verbally abused in about 24 hours, so. my verbal abuse counter is going down. I need more. He's trying to type as fast as he fucking can now.
Yeah, exactly.
Diane, I'll be down the road probably from the 10th of December. So if I can help, shout. Obviously, we've had a conversation. You know where I am and what I'm about. So just shout if I can help.
Was that to Dan?
Yes.
Were you listening, Daniel? Probably not.
His
usual.
parents live just down the road from my first flat.
Oh,
I know the area. I grew up there. We've had a conversation, let's say.
oh, you poor thing. Did you need therapy after that conversation?
Can you imagine?
No, Holly, I've needed therapy all my life. Dan didn't contribute to that.
Okay, I've lost sound.
Oh dear.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
why have I lost sound?
I don't know, but we
Oh, for
can still hear
heaven's
you.
sake.
Shut up. We can still hear you. That's all right, darling. That's all right, Dan. The invitation was there if you could.
Can anybody hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. You can hear me. I can't hear anyone.
Hey, Holly.
Fucking brilliant.
Notice Roger reacted.
I can't lip read either. Wicked, wicked. Is it that time? Are we going?
No, I'm trying to point to him.
Let's see.
Other way.
Him.
That's it.
Him.
There
Him
you go.
didn't do that. He ain't got a thumb.
I don't understand this. Why is technology failing on me? Is anybody else noticing that closer to Halloween you get, the more you bloody
Well, I tell you what, Holly,
technology fails?
Well,
my
it's no good us talking to
Right.
you because you can't hear us.
Try and connect.
my sound
No,
keeps
not that
going
one.
on things.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Maybe she doesn't shut up.
I'm thinking of getting a new phone because the sound keeps going every so often.
Well, I tell you what, I treated myself to a new phone, Samsung, off back market.
Right.
Now,
Can you hear me?
yes, thank you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Right. My daughter got a phone from there. Hers is absolutely fine. She got one for her fella. That's absolutely fine. And mine is amazing. It's beautiful. It was sold as good quality, hardly a mark on it.
Fella, it's your husband now.
Oh, shut up. Doesn't matter what the relationship is. So that's 3 phones now between us we've had from Back Market, and we would all recommend them. So
Okay, I'll bear that in mind.
because they're refurbed models.
Yeah,
So instead of
yeah. My last couple of phones have been refurbished.
Yeah.
And they've been fine.
Yeah.
I got them from Music Magpie.
Yes, I got one from no, it was Mazuma. When they were, because they were not only buying them, they were selling them. Because I've got a little man, I've got a little Mazuma man.
Do you keep them in your pocket?
Well,
He's
Roger,
in box.
Roger, is it Roger? You keep him in the box?
No, he's not my Mazuma man.
Sorry.
I'll be right back.
No worries. Daniel, just no. Just don't. All right? Do not fucking go there, sunshine, or I'm going to reach through the phone and bitch slap you
Yeah.
with a shovel. Fucking knob. Honest to God, this man, right? He helps me out so fucking much. He's literally my unpaid therapist, and he reckons that just gives him free reign to be an absolute fucking douchebag.
Yeah, but he's just Holly, he's just being a man.
He's not a man, he's a boy.
Well, to be honest, most men are, but there we go.
He's a boy.
Come on, boy.
He is a boy. You're a boy, Daniel.
What is that crackling?
Oh, it's me. Sorry, I'm rolling a cig.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was Dan. Blame Dan.
Yeah, just blame Dan for everything. I blame Dan for everything. Yesterday, no, not yesterday, day before, or it might have been yesterday. I managed to drop a bowl of boiling hot soup all over myself and all over my sofa, and I blamed Dan for that, and he wasn't even here.
Of course it was his fault.
Well, of course.
Do you like my Mazuma
What
man?
is that? What is that little spaceman thing?
That's my Mazuma man. That was my free doll that I got with my last phone.
Looks like a frigging Teletubby.
Wow. It does look like a Teletubby.
No, it's a Mazuma. Do you not remember the adverts?
I don't watch
No.
TV.
No.
Yeah.
Yes, Daniel.
No idea.
Yes, Daniel. I dropped soup. I dropped an entire fucking bowl of soup all over myself and all over my fucking sofa. So you can go screw yourself with a cactus, Daniel.
That wasn't very clever.
What? Dropping the soup or him screwing himself with a cactus?
Both.
No, it was a bit fucking hot as well. I kind of burnt my leg.
You're right.
Yeah, I'm all right. Archie, go wee wees.
I was going to say, you didn't get Archie, did you?
No, thankfully I didn't. He was on his side of the sofa at the time. He was on his bed at the time. Ow. I just got everything else, including myself.
Ow.
Not fucking good.
I wish I could get a little cat. My sister's got one. It was someone that I think was old and passed away or whatever. But she's a lovely little thing, and I'd love a little cat.
Why can't you have a cat?
I don't think I can afford it.
Oh, that's fair enough.
Which means can't afford it, what, to feed it or to buy one?
Well, I just worry about the medical bills.
Well, if you're on benefits, you can take them to the PDSA.
Yeah, well, if you had a car.
Yeah. The thing is, though, it's good that you think about that sort of stuff because there's people out there that go and get a fucking dog and they can't afford it.
Oh, I know, Holly. I agree. I mean, I could give love to a dog, a cat, you know.
Go in, Arch. Do you want to go in? Go on then, Poppet. In you go. Good boy. Sorry, just letting the dog back in. Oh.
Yeah, exactly. But I just can't afford to pay for its medical care. I could give it love 24/7.
See, I've been lucky with Archie. He hasn't been to the vets in the 6 years that I've had him.
I was going to say that, to be honest. At the end of the day, yes, you may have to take an animal to the vet. It may become expensive, but also they might be healthy. They might need nothing.
Yeah. See, there's only 1 out of my 4 cats that have ever needed actual treatment at the vets, and that's because she got hit by a car.
Ditto.
But then
when mine got hit by cars, they didn't get up again.
oh, mine did. My Marley is so bloody. She's so hard that she took on a fucking car and survived.
Oh dear, you know them two astronauts that got stuck on the space station?
Yeah.
Well, they've got them
That
back.
that was a lie.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like one of them's been admitted to hospital with an unknown medical problem.
Oh
Yeah,
God,
well,
they brought an alien back.
I don't believe they got stuck on there in the first place.
No. They brought a xenomorph back. It's going to burst out of their chest like. Bleh!
No, they weren't actually stuck there. It was a case of there was an issue with the spaceship and they didn't want to risk it. So they brought the ship back and left them up there for an extra run around. So they've checked the spaceship now and they're happy and they brought them back. Is how I believe. Not that they were stuck. It was
And they said they were going to be stuck up there for the next too many billion years. It's all over rubbish.
Yep.
No, it was only a couple of months.
Well, it's still a load of old rubbish. They weren't stuck anywhere.
Well, they didn't come back.
According to who?
Okay.
According to the mainstream media. It's all lies.
Well, I don't think it would have been a lie because Musty actually talked about it as well. And he doesn't tell lies.
What are you standing there staring at me for? You've got a bowl of squishies and you've got a bowl of water. You've just had your snacky snack. You're not starving. Stop it. Go and eat your squishies. Is it because it's the squishies that I picked up off the sofa that you've been burying?
Yeah.
Do I now need to empty that into the garden for the fucking magpies and then refill it again so you can bury the next lot? I'm guessing that's a yes. If you could see the way this dog is sat here looking at me.
They're not stupid.
Fine.
Oh, that dog is stupid.
Oh my God, hardly anyone knows what a xenomorph is without saying its alternative name. Stop showing off bitch tits. Oh, shut up. You had to Google how to spell xenomorph, you fucking knob. Bugger off.
Right, I'm really sorry, but I don't know what a xenomorph is.
You know the film Alien?
Was that something to do with Sigourney Weaver?
Yeah, well, the alien in Alien is called a xenomorph.
Oh, okay. And this is going to enhance my life, Anne.
Why is it called a xenomorph?
I have no idea, actually.
What is Dan's point? I don't understand how my life is going to be enriched by this.
Good luck with that, Sunshine. She ain't going to sort me out.
I'm sure I do
She
for you, and
loves
this
me.
is how you speak
She
to
loves me
me.
more than
Hello,
you.
sort her
La,
out,
la,
please.
la, 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 la.
Daniel,
Oh, I think my sound's gone again. Oh,
Oh.
fuck off.
Daniel, we put up with a lot
Oh, hang on a minute.
as women. We put up with
Right,
a lot.
let's try
Be
settings.
respectful.
Audio.
Holly, we can still hear you.
I can't even leave and come back. Because I have no leave button, I just have an end button.
I was going to say I'm going to drop down in a minute, babe. I'm starting
Nope,
to lose
I still have
concentration
nothing.
here.
Okay, love, no problem. Be calling it a night in a bit anyway.
Okie dokie. I'll catch
Nope,
you all
still
later.
nothing.
Take care, Roger. I hope you have a nice
Do
sleep
you want to
and
drop me?
relax.
I don't know.
You don't know.
I do not know. I can't hear a damn thing. I'm guessing Roger's gone to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably just gonna have to fucking kick me in the back. Back room, not actually kick me in the back.
I was going to say all I seem to be able to do is
Fuck is
put you in
going
the back room.
on?
Okay, ladies. It's been lovely talking to you, Heather. Take care. And you, Holly, too. And we'll talk again soon, hopefully.
Okay, dear. Well, thank you for coming up.
Well, thank you for having me up. I do appreciate, Heather. It's a nice time to talk to people. Thank you. Nice time to talk to you and Roger and Holly and anyone else. So
Yeah.
thank you very much. I appreciate that.
You're always welcome. All you've got to do is say you want to come up, because I know sometimes you do wish to, and other times you're not in the right mood. So, but the same applies to everybody out there. If they want to, then they're welcome. Excuse
Okay.
me. Right, I think I'm going to call it a day anyway. Holly's got sound problems. Roger's tired. You're dropping down. So
I think we all need to go have a lovely sleep.
yep. I'll just say good night to who have we got left? Dan, good night. Moo, good night. Gary, if you're still there. Oh yeah, Gary. Paulette, good night to you too. That's all it says in the chat.
Good night to everyone. Sweet dreams. Thank you.
Good night,
Thank
Lizzie.
you.
Take care.
Thank you,
Good night.
Heather.
No problem. So I'll do the silly bit. But stay strong, stay safe, and stay wicked. We'll catch you Wednesday. Roger's live. Yeah, catch you on Wednesday for Roger's live, and I'll be back next week for the Friday fuck up. I don't know. Yeah. About the best word I can find, finding it. I don't know. Good night, everyone. Catch you all soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And yes, stay safe. Love you all. Good night now.